It's a great show today.
Good show. You get a lot of information.
It's a lot of stuff happening in Freeport. And if you have something that's happening within the city of Freeport, make sure that you tell us so that we can share the information.
How are they going to tell you?
Inquiring minds want to know.
How are they going to tell you?
Just call the Port Authority, 350-9000. 350-9000. Send that information in, and we can go from there. And listen, thank you for inviting us into your offices, your businesses, and your homes. Grand Bahama's best talk show is always here for you. Focus forward. And until next time, I'm Glenda Sweeting.
And I'm Alex Thompson.
And we're informing you on the positive things that happen when you focus forward.
You've been listening to Focus Forward, sponsored by Invest Grand Bahama. Like us on Facebook at Invest Grand Bahama Small Business Bureau to stay updated. And drop a business card at the Grand Bahama Port Authority receptionist desk to have your business featured on our show. Tune in next Thursday, same time, same place, for Focus Forward.
At Rusty Bethel Drive, I'm Paisol Forbes. This is ZNS.
It's What's Trending with Jimenita Swain and the Bahama Beauty at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas from Studio A. It all starts right now.
Welcome, everyone. Today is Wednesday, March 5th, and you're tuned into the ultimate destination for all things lifestyle, entertainment, and everything in between. I'm Jimenita Swain, and you're watching What's Trending, the show where we bring you the latest trends, hottest news, and insider tips on living your best life. Whether you're here for fashion, food, fitness, or the latest buzz from social media, we've got you covered. Let's dive in. China now warning the United States that it's ready to fight, quote, any type of war in its response to President Donald Trump's mounting trade tariffs. Just yesterday, Trump slapped more tariffs on Chinese goods. In response, China imposed 10 to 15% tariffs on U.S. farm products. In a statement on X, Chinese embassy said, quote, if war is what the U.S. wants, be it a tariff war, a trade war, or other type of war, we're ready to fight till the end. It's National Cheetos Day, a day to celebrate the snack that's got everyone's fingers turning orange. Cheetos, created in 1948 by the snack genius Charles Elmer Doolin, these cheesy little puffs have taken over the snack world. Whether you love the classic puffs or the crunchy version, they've been making snack time irresistibly cheesy for decades. So why celebrate? Because let's face it, Cheetos are the perfect combination of crunch, flavor, and finger stains. So grab a bag, dive in, and let's celebrate the cheesy goodness that's been bringing joy to our taste buds since the 40s. Do you know what your name means? Well, today is a great day to do some digging, as March 5th is celebrated as Learn What Your Name Means Day. The day encourages people to do some research to discover the origin and history of their names. Learn What Your Name Means Day is actually a part of Celebrate Your Name Week, created by Jerry Hill in 1997. This week aims to provide people with an opportunity to celebrate and appreciate their names. As for what's coming up in today's show, well, we were talking International Women's Day, and we're drawing closer, so we are taking on gender equality with a local professional. And how many of you got your ashes today? We take a look at the significance of Ash Wednesday. That and so much more right after the break. You're watching What's Trending.
At the latest winter residence reception in Treasure Key, Abaco, Parliamentary Secretary of the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, John Binder II, give a warm welcome to the Key's many second homeowners.
First of all, we're in Treasure Key, and this is our 10th winter residence reception. And events like this show how important our second homeowners and our winter residents are. It's this time of year that we get to give back a little bit and mingle with our winter residents to see how they feel about how things are going and what's new in the islands, what they feel could be better, and just enable us to have a closer connection with our winter residents. But we have these throughout the Bahamas, but I'm happy that we're here in Treasure Key tonight. We have such an amazing crowd, great music, and even a fashion show. So what we do, particularly in events like this, we get a chance to speak with our winter residents, our second homeowners, and maybe those that are just passing by, and answer some of their questions and show them that the Bahamas is the place to invest. And what better way to spend your winters or your summers or any time of year than it is right here. And with the increasing of Starlink and broadband through Cable Bahamas and Live and BTC, they can run their businesses right here from the Bahamas and enjoy the sun, sand, and sea. Without the second homeowners in Albuquerque, we wouldn't be as strong as we are today. This was shown after Dorian when we really came together, and our friends from abroad, our second homeowners, we're our brother's keepers. And together we make a strong community, and we work off of each other and build a better place for Bahamians, for Albuquerqueans, and our friends from abroad to spend most of their year here.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Michael Miller, and this is Tourism Today.
Across the globe, communities are celebrating International Women's Day, honoring the achievements, resilience, and contribution of women in every sphere of life. With this year's theme focused on accelerate action, voices are rising to demand equality, recognition, and action for women's rights in a world still striving for gender parity. In studio to discuss gender equality in the Bahamas and her role spreading the message is Dr. Deborah Bartlett, a distinguished Bahamian media professional and community leader with a career spanning several decades. Dr. Bartlett is well known for her stellar career here at the Broadcasting Corporation, and she now serves as a consultant in the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting. Welcome to What's Trending, Dr. Bartlett.
I enjoy watching you. It's my honor to be here, and let me celebrate you as one of the leading female journalists in our country, and you are globally competitive.
Well, thank you so much for those kind words. Now, you certainly have had a colorful career in media. How would you say that broadcasting has prepared you for your current role?
Broadcasting gives you exposure, and it's almost that you're exposed to every subject. I believe the strength is that time, exposure, diversifies your skills. When you are skilled at what you do, it creates a command or demand for your services. So the services, because of going the extra mile and being diligent throughout my career, has not only created opportunities in the local community, but in the international communities, and we're talking about it's International Day. So it's being willing to serve in any capacity. And all of this gives us perspective. It gives us the ability to live in three tenses: the past, the present, and the future.
Well, we can see why you've been keeping so busy, but if we go back to what's happening in terms of where you are now at social services, obviously they place so much emphasis on equality. How would you assess the current state of gender equality in the Bahamas?
I think it's twofold. We are making tremendous progress. If we look in the public service, as a matter of fact, the permanent secretary for the Ministry of Social Services is a female, and that is across the public service. And she is brilliant. She is a joy to work with. She is visionary, and she has that institutional knowledge. So she's been processed to lead, and she's doing that effectively. So has any number of females in the public service and in the private sector, and we see that leadership in the number of NGOs that we have. My concern, even as we pursue quality, when we look into the classrooms, there are more women than there are men. I think as we go on this journey, it's very important not to, in our progress, undermine men, because the strength of the nation is the strength of the family, and the family needs men back in the home. We have 71% of our homes led by single parents. Some of them are men, yes, but the majority women. That creates an imbalance. However, we still have a long way to go.
With your background in media, how have you seen the gender roles evolve in the media industry over the years? So we focus a little bit on that. Because obviously you say women are doing what they need to do. We need to do a little bit more, but talk to us about how you've seen the evolution over the years.
When I came, there was, to ZNS as an example, there was Dorothy Panzer and Elva Russell Rhodes. A lot of times we don't place enough emphasis on the people who make us look good. We have today, as the producer, Betty Thompson. She's one of the finest journalists, not only in the Bahamas, but she is globally competitive. What we lack is celebrating each other and making sure that there is the institutional knowledge in terms of history, to know our history. If we don't know our past, we're going to make the same mistakes today and weaken our future. And so to answer your question, look at the number of great journalists we have had. We can't forget the Yvette Stewarts and the Paulette Zonical, Michelle Malcolm, Judy Terrell. The young people would know them, but that was because of Kelsey Johnson, Obadiah Wilchcombe in particular, and ensuring that there were more women in the corporation.
What would be your message, or what message would you like to share with women who feel limited by societal expectations?
Be motivated by purpose. Gifts, talent, threatens the enemy of progress. And anytime you're on your way up, envy, where there's every wicked work, gonna try to bring you back down. It's very important to know who to trust, how much to trust, and who to never trust. So that means your relationship means connection. You have to be very careful with who you connect with on your way up. My point is, you need a support system. And let me just say finally how I know the support system isn't quite working. Because at social services, the minister, the Honorable Mazza Rhoda, and P.S. Federamin commissioned a survey that will be released. I'm talking a little ahead of sharp. And do you know what they said? One of the greatest hindrances for women to secure the office of Prime Minister? Lack of campaign financing. And so that means there are two things. The women are not getting together to put their money where their mouth is, and we are not truly supporting in thought, word, and deed. We were the ones who got the men together so that we can all vote. And the question is, will we accelerate? Because the Sustainable Development Goals are really demanding or dictating that, listen, or encouraging us to say by 2030, let's have gender equality. We have to do that when we connect and help each other succeed.
Well, it's always a pleasure here with you, Dr. Bartlett. You always give good advice. That's something to definitely think about in terms of what you just mentioned. But thank you again for appearing on What's Trending.
Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. Well, there's so much more to come. Another key female contributor in media when What's Trending returns.
For over half a century, we've been more than just an airline. We've been a bridge, connecting families, dreams, and memories across the islands and beyond. Behind every seat sold and every journey planned, there's a dedicated team committed to making air travel affordable and accessible to everyone. At Bahamas Air, we're not just building connections, we're building a safe and dependable airline where quality service is paramount and an excellent travel experience is our priority. Wherever you're going, we're here to take you there with care, with heart, and with the promise of unforgettable journeys. We are family, and just like family, we're committed to taking care of our own. Your Bahamas Air is our Bahamas Air, because here at Bahamas Air, we don't just fly here, we live here.
Diet-friendly special.
Women are impacting various professions, and here at the Broadcasting Corporation, manager Agatha Christie has climbed the ladder of success in a male-dominated industry. Her journey has been an inspiring one, and she's here with us today on What's Trending. It's so good to have you here with us, Agatha.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So you're the first female camera operator here at ZNS. Take us back. What inspired your career in broadcasting?
Well, it started off, I'm technically inclined. I don't believe in the four-wall office type secretary, filing paper type work, and so I used to do photography. And then years moved on. I was at Bahamas Faith Ministries, where the late Dr. Miles Monroe brought in this gentleman to teach us how to operate cameras. And so I took advantage of that opportunity, and I was shooting cameras then. I was doing a secretarial job at a real estate company. I said, this isn't working, this isn't working. And I said, let me apply to ZNS. And in applying to ZNS, I got turned down a few times. And like the fourth time, with the MP at the time in my constituency, with his help, I ended up coming to ZNS. And so, in coming here, I thought because I already know how to shoot camera, I had everything down pack, I know what to do, not knowing with the Marios and the Harrison, those, they put me to the rope. And I was the only female at the time. I was in production. I started rolling TP first, where they used to feed it with the paper. And then one day I said, let me go to Mr. Wilchcomb. I said, I want to become a part of the E&G. And he said, who? You? You can't come in there. Because it was dominated just with men. No women were in there. And I said, but I could shoot cameras. I said, why don't you give me a try? He turned me down. I didn't go back. And I was like, you know what, I can try again. And because of my consistency, he said, well, okay, we can give you a try. When I went in there, the guys didn't treat me like a lady because I was in their territory. You want to come in here, we can treat you like a guy. And then back then, the equipment was different from now, where it's more compact and easier to travel with. It was a big tape recorder, the big Sony 150 BVP, a big bag full of cables. The tapes were small, not small, they were big. Tape was like 20 minutes, so you had to carry a box of tapes to each assignment. So it was a lot. And so they saw that I was consistent, and then they said, well, you can stand on a family island. They sent me to Auckland for a whole week by myself. So I had to lug the equipment, and I proved them again, and I proved them again. And then after a while, I said, you know what, I love doing this. I went to HR, and I said, I need an increase in salary, because I was making $80 a week. And she said, well, the only way you could get an increase in salary if you better yourself. And so I said, okay. And so I took the opportunity, went off to college, studied mass communications with the emphasis in television production, and got a bachelor's degree. And the rest is history.
Wow, that's phenomenal. But what would you say, what progress have women made in the industry, and where do you think there is still work to be done?
Oh, wow. There's so much women now in the industry. They're producers, directors, and I'm speaking locally. I'm not speaking internationally. You have tech. You have, it's so broad right now. So you have persons who are off studying, and then those are those who I've trained which I'm so proud of now. They're working in media houses, doing well, doing the same thing. It's still a little tension when you're working with the guys because they still feel like it's their territory because of the years of it. And many places I freelance besides working to ZNS, directing shows or editing or shooting. You still have that feel like you're not good enough because you're not up to the level where the men believe you should be.
So what advice would you have for young women who are aspiring to leadership roles in media?
Well, I would like to tell them, don't be intimidated by the role of the man in the field that you want to come in a technical field that you would like to pursue, whether it be media production, mechanic, construction work, anything that's labeled a man's territory. If you feel like you can do the job and you love doing it, pursue it and make it a career.
That sounds good. So how do you see the industry changing with the impact of social media?
Oh, wow. It has changed. Trust me, it's changed because besides television production, I'm also a photographer. And when you go there to do the work, because, you know, social media mainly is the telephone. And so you're there with your professional camera trying to shoot, and you have someone come along with their camera and they're doing the same thing. I don't know where we'll be in the next 5 to 10 years when it comes to the field that I'm in production and photography, because technology is making it simpler, whereas, we don't need you. We don't need you because we have this person over here who in high school who could do the same type of work you do and give us the same quality you want. So I don't even know what to say about that.
Obviously, you still need that balance of skill,
yes,
and experience.
Yeah, that's. I think that's where it's at, the craft and skill, because you could be a photographer, but you might not know the craft and how creative you could be in it. So I understand what you're saying there, because most times you have a lot of people who can hold a camera, have the most expensive equipment, but when you look at their work, the end product, you'd be like, they don't have the skill. So the schools nowadays, hopefully they put it in the high school in broadcasting and production, that they will teach them from there how to grasp the technical side of journalism.
Yeah. So what keeps you motivated and inspired in this industry? Because I know you've been here a while.
I love what I do. I love media. I have a slogan in my personal business: media is my business. I love capturing the moment. I love being creative. I just love shooting. And I love it. I love to edit what I shoot, by the way. But I love production. Because it's not the same. Production is new every day. Simple as the show. You don't have the same show that you did last week. This week, it challenges your creativity, not just in shooting and producing and in writing. So that's what I love about production. It's always ongoing. It's something new, a new equipment, a new light. Because the equipment we used back over 30 plus years ago is obsolete. The same thing I told someone just yesterday, what I learned in college 30 plus years ago is obsolete. I have to keep doing seminars, training, certification to keep up with the young people who are coming up. So that's what keeps me motivated. It's ongoing. It's always something new in production and something exciting to shoot. Yeah.
So you are also the author of 2 books. What inspired you to write?
Well, the first book is called Created Single, The Misconception of Singleness. When we, the first book on the screen is behind the scenes with the late Dr. Miles Monroe, because I was his production manager for 14 years, and I've worked with him in front of the camera and behind the camera, so I decided to say, let me write about him. His personality was always the same. Whatever he portrayed on the pulpit, he portrayed behind the scene. He was always that man of God who teaches principles and how to live. So I said, let me write, because everybody, when he passed, he said, you should write a book. You should write a book because you have a lot of information on him. So I did a compilation of persons who knew him, and I sat with them and I interviewed them, and I made it a book. The second book, Created Single, growing up in the church there's always pressure to get married. There's like, if they always look at the single person as, oh, like something wrong with you. You're married and you have no kid, something wrong with you, which is not so. I'm not saying it's by choice, I choose to be single, but at the same time, I know what I want. And so I said, the book talks about enjoying life. You don't have to be married to enjoy life. Getting married is like a plus. It's a bonus. You could still enjoy life as a single person. I always say too, when you go to a restaurant, if you go by yourself, it's always a table for two. Why not a table, just a table for you to sit by yourself? So the book talked about just enjoying life, how God created you, fearfully and wonderfully made. And you're a unique person by yourself. Even though as a married person, you're still a unique individual. So that's what the book talks about, being single and enjoying yourself. Even after you get married, you can still be single.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure chatting with you, Agatha.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us on What's Trending, and all the best in your future endeavors.
No, thank you. It's a pleasure.
Well, it's Ash Wednesday, a look at the tradition when we continue.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we have been in Exoma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is producing work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass that along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that can take them further in life.
Here at Immigration Care Service, you can trust us, especially if you have experienced issues or problems with the U.S. immigration at the borders. We'll do our best to provide options and solutions to immigration roadblocks, so travelers can continue visiting the U.S. and residents can continue living their lives in the U.S. without worries. The best part? Our services are affordable and accessible. Take the mystery, confusion, and fear out of your immigration concerns. Contact Immigration Care Service today.
Today is Ash Wednesday, a significant day in the Christian calendar that marks the beginning of Lent. But what exactly is Ash Wednesday, and why is it so important? Let's take a closer look. Ash Wednesday is a day of reflection, repentance, and humility. It occurs 46 days before Easter, kicking off the season of Lent. For Christians, Lent is a time of spiritual preparation leading up to the celebration of Jesus Christ's resurrection. Now, it's a period of 40 days, not counting Sundays, when believers focus on fasting, prayer, and acts of charity, mirroring the 40 days Jesus spent in the wilderness. On Ash Wednesday, Christians receive ashes on their foreheads, a powerful symbol of repentance and mortality. The ashes come from the burnt palms of the previous year's Palm Sunday, reminding us of both our human frailty and the need for forgiveness. The priest often says, "Remember that you are dust, and to dust you shall return," echoing the biblical passage from Genesis. This simple yet profound act serves as a reminder that life is temporary, urging Christians to focus on humility and repentance. The ashes also symbolize a desire for spiritual renewal as individuals prepare for the journey of Lent, seeking to grow closer to God through self-discipline and reflection. Well, just a little reminder of why people are wearing ash on their foreheads today. Happy Ash Wednesday. You're watching What's Trending. We'll be back in a moment.
Hi, I'm Brent Burrows, Vice President of Retail and Sales at CBS Bahamas and the CBS Pro Store. Not only do we guarantee the best prices on all your favorite building materials, but we're proud to offer the best delivery program in all of Nassau. Whether you buy one box of screws or a truckload of plywood, island-wide delivery is just $5. And for our Family Island customers, we're proud to offer complimentary drop-off to the mailboat of your choice. Visit us today at the CBS Pro Store on Robinson Road and check out our website to set up your next delivery.
Diet-friendly special.
On Thursday's show, learn more about International Women's Day celebrations, and we'll take you into the Dundas Center for the Performing Arts. Well, that's all the time we have for today. A huge thank you to our incredible guests for sharing their insights and stories with us. As always, we'll be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. with more exciting guests, thought-provoking conversations, and a lot of laughs only on the ZNS network. See you later.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Here's a look at stories making news tonight.
The nation's leader defending government spending during the budget debate in the House of Assembly. Also, the Minister for Grand Bahama strikes back on concerns over the Afro-Caribbean Marketplace project. And a 52-year-old man arraigned in connection with the abduction of a 63-year-old woman.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Years to come. From concessionary financing, to crime fighting, to border protection, to climate adaptation, and on and on and on, will require international cooperation.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks for tuning in. Topping news tonight, the cost of government travel took center stage in the House of Assembly Wednesday morning as government continues to take heat over what is seen as exorbitant travel expenses. But tonight, the nation's leader is defending the budget, noting that the government remains focused on mitigating risks and leveraging opportunities, demands outreach, collaboration, and strategic partnerships. Cleopatra Murphy has tonight's top story.
Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis is defending government's travel budget that has been the subject of public scrutiny in recent days, insisting that through successful promotion of the Bahamas, strategic partnerships formed, investments gained, and coalitions built, the benefits of government's travel have by far exceeded the cost.
Our ability to negotiate access to fair financing and fair insurance arrangements in a world of climate disruption will require working together with other nations in the same position. Climate change work faces challenges, but also breakthroughs on important fronts. That's because whether or not people believe in climate change believes in them.
His comments in the House of Assembly come after F&M Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands blasted the Davis administration's travel spend since entering office in 2021 as obscene, with spend in the 2022-2023 fiscal year totaling $18.7 million and $17.5 million in the 2023-2024 fiscal year. In total, the Davis administration has spent $58 million on travel since entering office, compared to the $38.6 million spent during the Minnis administration's term that saw travel restrictions during the COVID-19 pandemic. While Sands accused government of indulging in luxurious travel at taxpayers' expense, the Prime Minister insists there is a direct economic benefit from raising the country's profile and reputation, adding that he is not the only one that travels.
Many of those who travel are young Bahamian experts who are serving their country, for whom the professional development, exposure, and networking with colleagues are invaluable. Investing in the next generation of policymakers is, in turn, surely indispensable to us as well.
He says in 2025, mitigating risk and leveraging opportunities demands outreach, collaboration, and strategic partnerships. The nation's leader suggests the opposition reflect on what he says is the previous F&M administration's failure to attract significant investments to the Bahamas and learn from his administration.
Many of the policies which will be imperative to our country in the years to come, from concessionary financing to crime fighting to border protection to climate adaptation and on and on and on, will require international cooperation.
On the issues of travel, the Prime Minister insists it is easy to demagogue, but says it reflects poorly on the F&M's maturity during what are serious times. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Thanks, Cleo. Well, the halls of Parliament heating up today as the Minister for Grand Bahama addressed concerns surrounding the practicality, viability, and financial worth of the highly anticipated Afro-Caribbean marketplace. This as the member of the opposition questioned the feasibility of the project.
Is there a feasibility study? Is there a financial plan to determine the feasibility?
The feasibility study of the highly anticipated Afro-Caribbean Marketplace project has come under scrutiny, with questions raised by East Grand Bahama MP Kwesi Thompson in the House of Assembly on Wednesday.
Officials at the GBPA says they don't believe one exists.
In response, Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, revealed that the government signed a project preparation facility agreement in June of last year, a critical step directly tied to the feasibility study of the proposed cultural and commercial hub.
Right now, the issue is the acquisition of the land, which the Port Authority is holding up on because since 2006, the bazaar owners and the member from Kalani, we spoke about this the other day, the land owners owe the Port Authority for some maintenance charges.
The minister pointed to what she described as the real issue hindering progress, a $1.5 million maintenance fee over the course of 20 years that she says should have been written off.
And the Port Authority indicated that they were prepared to write that off so that development can happen. So actually this has nothing to do with the government. It has everything to do with the Port Authority, who is right now holding on because of other matters. But at the end of the day, this will be done because the government is now working on this $1.5 million that they say is owed.
Minister Moxie further asserted that the Grand Bahama Port Authority is the entity responsible for holding up the project, adding that the ongoing impasse with the port is contributing to the overall stagnation of Freeport economic development.
The government of the Bahamas doesn't really need to be doing this in the city of Freeport. We are fixing a mess that no other government fixed, and that the Port Authority, who are the city managers, did not fix. That's why I can tell you.
Well, the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce has a new president, and he's ready to lead the new board forward. Our Shane Stubbs was able to sit with the newly elected president, where he voiced his optimism for the chamber's future success.
Engineer and businessman Dylan Knowles is ready for the task at hand after recently being elected as the president of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce. Now, he's no stranger to the affairs of the chamber, as he served as a first vice president about a decade ago. But in this new role, he's very excited and optimistic that he and his team will serve the business community to the best of their ability.
There's an extreme amount of work to be done with the enthusiastic board members that have been elected alongside of me, that we will make a huge dent in it during our period as the board for the Chamber.
Facing challenges such as ensuring ease of business on the island, supporting members of the Chamber practically, and attempting to work with both the government and the Grand Bahama Port Authority on major issues facing the island, Knowles remains optimistic about the potential Grand Bahama boasts and all parties coming together in unison for the betterment of the island.
It's the only island in the archipelago that has kind of eco-sensitive assets on one end of the island in East Grand Bahama, a city, metropolitan city in the middle, and then all of the heritage that goes along with West Grand Bahama. So it has always been a blank canvas for which we could do lots of things. What we have to do is figure out how to collectively put our heads together, sing from the same sheet of music, and proceed to implement the things that we know that can happen on Grand Bahama and make them happen.
In the interim, the first order of business will be the forming of their committees.
The challenge will be to get our charter and our mission for the year sorted out, develop our goals, create the committees and appoint the necessary chair and vice chairs of each of the committees. In the Chamber, committees is where the work gets done. And so it's absolutely important that we get committees started as quickly as possible.
Now, Knowles says that meeting will take place as soon as next week. That way they can begin putting those committees together, plus to discuss future goals for the Chamber. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Well, the Old Bahama Bay Resort in West End will remain a staple in the West Grand Bahama community. That coming directly from the owners of the resort, who is shutting down misinformation of a possible closure. In a letter revealed exclusively to our ZNS News team, the owners are reiterating that the resort is taking steps to strengthen and solidify its position in the market. The letter reads, in collaboration with IVRC, a temporary licensee of LRA OBB, a structured transition plan is being implemented to ensure a seamless continuation of operations and uninterrupted resort experience for guests and property owners. With the hopes of renewed era of economic development in Grand Bahama Island, we are taking these steps to preserve and enhance the Old Bahama Bay brand with an aim to elevate service and expand experiential opportunities, increase exposure to the resort, grow revenue, and provide additional service opportunities for West Enders. The letter goes on to say that as a vital port of entry to the Bahamas, Old Bahama Bay Marina plays an essential role in the country's tourism landscape, adding that LRA remains committed to ensuring a strong, sustainable, and a successful future for Old Bahama Bay Resort, reinforcing its position as a key element in the revitalization and growth of the West End settlement. Now, all of this comes as LRA was given an eviction notice to IVRC, the current operations management company. The notice states that IVRC is required to vacate the property by March 28th and strongly advises them to remove all equipment, fittings, and effects, ceasing operations before the temporary termination date. According to the property owners, the 150 employees will not be impacted. Well, this just in, police officials are investigating an alleged suicide in Guanaki, Abaco. Preliminary reports indicate that the victim is a male. The details surrounding this incident remains sketchy at this point, but this is a story that we will continue to follow. Meanwhile, on the crime beat, a 52-year-old male was arraigned in court today following the abduction of a 63-year-old female this past Sunday. Our Shane Stubbs sat in on the court proceedings and filed this report.
Kelvin Farquharson, age 52, had his time in court in connection with the abduction of a 63-year-old female. Clad in a light grey sweater and khaki pants, the accused was hauled before the senior magistrate, LaQuay Lang, facing 4 charges. On the count of kidnapping, Farquharson confidently pled not guilty. In relation to the second count of causing harm, Farquharson also pled his innocence. On the third count, threats of death, Farquharson maintained his innocence, and on the fourth count of stealing, the accused uttered he was not guilty. According to police reports on Sunday, March 2nd, the victim arrived at her residence, and as she attempted to exit her vehicle, she was confronted by the accused and demanded that she get back in the car and drive to a particular park. Being in fear for her life, she complied. However, while en route, the assailant stabbed her in the left arm multiple times. Further, she was able to escape from the culprit, which resulted in the vehicle crashing. Police responded to the scene and arrested the 52-year-old male suspect, while emergency medical services assessed the victim and transported her to a hospital for medical attention. Now bail was referred to the Supreme Court, and the matter was adjourned to March 31st. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Well, in news from the crime beat, police arrested a 38-year-old Caucasian male after discovering a quantity of ammunition in his possession while attempting to board a flight at the Grand Bahama International Airport. Preliminary reports revealed that on Tuesday, March 3rd, 2025, sometime around 8:35 a.m., an American national was being processed by security officials at the airport when it was discovered that his personal belongings contained a quantity of ammunition. Subsequently, he was arrested and is presently assisting the police with their investigation.
And still to come.
West Grand Bahama Primary School receives a major boost in digital resources. Those stories, sports highlights, and more when we return.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this month.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Get ready for the Freeport Business Expo Tourism Edition 2, happening May 1st and 2nd. Network, explore, and grow with top industry leaders. Register today at freeportbusinessexpo.com. The Bro Cathedral of Christ the King brings you this message. But you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for God's own possession, that you may proclaim the excellence of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. 1 Peter 2 and 9.
Put it in.
Let's keep it clean.
Yeah. Put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not in the street. No, yeah. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not on the streets. Just put it in the trash, my guy.
Bombastic side eye. Criminal offensive side eye.
Put it in the trash. Put it in the trash. That's it, that's it. Put it in the trash. Just put it in the trash. Put it in the trash. That's it. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not in the street. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Yeah. Just put it in the trash, my guy.
Yeah. We just gotta keep Grand Bahama clean.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. West End Primary School has just received a boost in its digital resources with the addition of 15 brand new laptops and a printer. The Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini says this donation is a part of a promise fulfilled to enhance digital learning in public schools across the area, with the goal of equipping students with the tools they need to thrive in today's fast-paced, technology-driven world.
We live in a world driven by innovation, a world where digital literacy is not just an advantage, but a necessity. And here, within these walls, we're equipping our young learners with the resources which will help enhance their skills in order to navigate, create, and excel in the world. This computer lab is more than just a room filled with computers. It's a gateway to exploration, where students can explore the vast expanse of knowledge available at their fingertips.
Principal Bridget Farrington says the modern technology is set to revolutionize the learning experience as the school's previous computer lab was outdated and inoperable, leaving the students without a dedicated space for tech-based learning for the past year. She says the need for updated digital resources was voiced loud and clear, and this donation comes as a welcome solution.
This is so awesome for us. We now have Technology Tuesdays and Thursdays, and now that we have these laptops, the teachers can then come into the computer lab, and they're able to do a full class. It gives the students chance at typing as well, knowing their way around, setting up, starting up, booting up, closing out, going on Google. So it gives them all of that experience. And both teachers and students have been very excited.
I'm really proud to know that West End, there is a lab at the school where students can now get more educated.
Well, Science, Engineering, Communication, Mathematics, and Enrichment Committee, also known as SECME, is hosting their 27th annual bottle rocket competition and science fair at Jack Hayward Senior High School. Matthew Martinborough was there and filed this report.
3, 2, 1.
Scientific experiments and displays along with rocket models of all shapes and sizes taking off from a propelled launch pad with students and judges in attendance took center stage at the 27th annual SECME Bottle Rocket Competition and Science Fair at the Jack Hayward Senior High School. Multiple teams of schools throughout Grand Bahama showcasing their ability to build functioning rockets as well as functioning science experiments. SECME committee member Venkata Yella Pragada notes the competition over the years, especially the bottle rocket contest, has evolved greatly into an event students aim to bring their best.
At this particular competition, bottle rocket, where the children always feel a little excited to participate as well as to view the competition too. And different schools performed at a different levels, excellent. And I've been watching from '98, and year after year, the competition is moving up. The competition getting tougher for the judges to decide. But so I hope we'll continue like this in the future.
Principal of Jack Hayward Senior High, Melissa Cooper, says seeing the students' enthusiasm for competing within the academic realm is a heartwarming experience.
Oh, it definitely means a lot. You know, a lot of times we think about them just sitting in the classroom, but when you have that hands-on, you know, some of them learn so much more when they are doing things that are hands-on, building the rocket together and so forth, putting together their posters and their different science experiments. And so that right there is what helps them to learn. Sometimes they sit in the classroom and the teacher may teach, but when they actually put their hands on it and they get involved, they learn so much more, and the world opens up for them.
In the bottle rocket competition, Mary Star of the Sea Catholic Academy came first in the primary school and junior divisions, and 8 Mile Rock High School came first in the high school division. For the science fair, Mary Star of the Sea also came first in the junior high and high school divisions, whilst Tabernacle Baptist Christian Academy came first in the primary school division. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martinborough.
And finally, in news tonight, as Lent season begins for Christians, a big step towards the 6 weeks of penitence before Easter is Ash Wednesday, a holy day of prayer and fasting. Rector of the Parish of Christ the King Cathedral, Father Norman Lightbourne, highlights the importance of recognizing this special Wednesday annually.
Now, it is true that we ask God for forgiveness throughout the year, but there's a greater emphasis during Lent for us to get on our knees and acknowledge our wrongdoings against God and our neighbors. So Lent is very important, and again, today being Ash Wednesday, the beginning of Lent.
Lightbourne adds there is more than surface significance behind the use of ashes on this day.
And the ashes symbolize our mortality, that we are sojourners, we are pilgrims, just passing through this world. So we're reminded on this Ash Wednesday with the imposition of the ashes that we are in transit on our way to our good and gracious God.
Well, that's a look at stories making news. Jay, what's happening in sports?
Well, it's Island Sports. Field events today and through the week, track and field, and a lot of top athletes will be in action at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex.
All right, always exciting to see Island Sports. That's coming up next. But first, a look at the local forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
See news in the making? Call us at 352-9713 or 359-5167, or you can email us at zns3news@gmail.com.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
What is Business Fit? Business Fit is a group health insurance package offered by BAF Financial. What are some of the benefits of Business Fit? No deductible, dental and vision care, hospital room and board, surgical treatment, labs, medication and drugs, maternity, doctors, clinics, specialist visits, chemotherapy and radiation treatment, air and ground ambulance, and preventative care. Business Fit, offered by BAF Financial.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports Top in Sports. Fidelity Bank All Island Sports underway this week at the GB Sports Complex. All hands on deck as the top junior athletes from Grand Bahama and Bimini will be on full display over the next 5 days.
The dates will run from Wednesday to Monday. Wednesday, 4 p.m. until we will be having our field events. And on Thursday, we will start at 9:30, also on Friday. Saturday, we will start at 1 o'clock. And on Monday evening, the grand finale, everybody come out and see the top schools trying to with bragging rights. And we are reigning champions. Going into this meet are the Jack Haber Junior Stars in the junior category, and in the senior category, the Tabernacle Falcons.
At Fidelity Bank, we believe in investing in the future of our communities. And I personally believe that it starts with our young people. This sponsorship is more than just an investment in sports. It's a celebration of the discipline, hard work, and perseverance that athletics instill in students.
At KFC and Pizza Hut, we believe in investing in the future, both in academics and athletics, because we know that discipline, teamwork, and dedication shape tomorrow's leaders.
Next in sports, the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg, announced today in the House of Assembly that plans are coming along to build the long-awaited brand new 50-meter pool on Grand Bahama.
We are set to break the ground on a state-of-the-art swimming facility featuring a 50-meter pool. Grand Bahama, this is coming very soon. We are waiting the completion of the drawing because we want to put those drawings up Central Grand Bahama. So when we break the ground, we start construction.
And that's your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Here at Freeport Decorators, we have hundreds of products for you to choose from. Whether you're in the market for trophies, plaques, rubber stamps, corporate signs, any kind of interior signage, stamps, or seals, we're your one-stop shop. We feature glass, acrylic, crystal awards for every occasion. We build all the trophies here on site. Looking for a gift item? We feature pens, key rings, mugs, tumblers, barbecue tools, even bamboo cutting boards. Have something already? Bring it on down. Let us see if we can print that special something on it for you. Need a headstone? Memorialize the memory of your loved one with a beautifully lasered granite marker. Our store hours are Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. We focus on customization. So if you have an idea or a new concept, bring it on down or call us at 352-5557 or even WhatsApp your idea to us at 646-0777 and we will do our best to make your awards and recognition ideas a reality.
Are you ready? I'm ready.
I am ready.
I am ready. I am ready.
Ready or not, it's here. That's right, the biggest gospel show with me, Uncle T Baby Boy, on 8:10 a.m. That's right, interviews, greatest songs, praise and worship. It's going to be exciting. We're going to take the Bahamas to the world and bring the world to the Bahamas.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Special birthday greetings going out to Violet Pintard. That's coming in from your daughter Cindy Pintard and your entire family, and also Liz Grant. Hey Liz, happy belated birthday. We hope you enjoyed. And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire news team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. A live look at the Bahamas Tonight is on your screen, and they are coming your way next.
News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, from the deficit to borrowing, travel to increased spending, the Prime Minister seeks to fiercely defend his government's decisions within the first 6 months of the current fiscal year. Also, the opposition gets some unsolicited advice from one of its former cabinet ministers, and it has everything to do with the party's possible fate at the polls. And the spring cleaning of lives. Catholics and Anglicans begin a 40-day period of prayer, fasting, and giving. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. Some $38.6 million on travel within the past 4 years, a figure critics have openly condemned as obscene. It's a claim, though, the Davis administration has repeatedly dismissed. All in hopes of putting the issue to rest, perhaps once and for all, the Prime Minister today reiterated that the benefits of these international relations far outweigh the cost. Felicity Darville tells us more.
Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis defending his government's spending in the face of critics, declaring in the House of Assembly Wednesday that the government will not overspend its budget targets in this fiscal year. Ambitious and confident, the Prime Minister said that his government's arrears as of December 2024 will largely be settled within this fiscal period.
Since this administration took office, the government has not exceeded its budget. I want to repeat that. Since this administration took office, the government has not exceeded its budget. The suggestion we will do so this fiscal year is without evidence, speculative, conjecture, and wishful thinking on their part. We fully intend, Madam Speaker, we fully intend to meet our deficit target for this fiscal year.
He refuted the opposition's claim of a $500 million deficit, noting that you cannot combine current deficit and prior arrears. Now, part of the huge public purse spending has been put to the Family Islands, steering the country on a path of an inclusive economy that allows all Bahamians to benefit.
But now, sooner than you think, those opportunities for education, for work, for business ownership, for professional development, for advanced healthcare will be available on all islands throughout our archipelago.
Yes, sir.
Billions in new private sector investments, hundreds of millions in government-led initiatives and public-private partnerships, rapid advances in technology, new hybrid energy grids to drive down costs and increase reliability of electricity.
The threats of geopolitical decisions, cyber attacks, and climate change are challenges that the government is confronting head-on.
These are challenges that must be confronted by all. That's why we have devoted significant budget expenditures to strengthening and protecting our country. But as serious as these challenges are, and they are very serious, we should also have enormous optimism about our country's prospects. That's because this is also a time of extraordinary opportunity, one in which Bahamians can thrive as we take on long-standing problems with new energy and new solutions. No one should doubt that our little country can do big things.
The Prime Minister said the advantages gained from the international relations afforded through the increased travel budget far outweigh the costs and will pay off for the country in the long run.
Well, again, that was our Felicity Darville reporting. The Prime Minister also attempted to bring clarity to his government's decision to seek authorization to borrow up to $300 million following his announcement in the House of Assembly last week. The PM putting it out there that this is a precautionary measure.
It does not mean we will borrow the full $300 million. That's not what it means. The authorization is for up to $300 million. Again, not a commitment to borrow the full amount. This gives us the ability to act in the best interest of the country, borrowing only when it's prudent and when the timing is right, under normal market conditions. These funds will not be used to finance the government's deficit operations, nor will they be used to fund any current government projects. These funds are intended for something much more strategic. They are intended to be placed into the National Investment Fund. The purpose of the National Investment Fund is to acquire valuable assets that will help build a prosperous future for all Bahamians.
Meantime, the practicality, viability, and financial worth of the highly anticipated Afro-Caribbean marketplace leading to a headbutting between a government and opposition member in Parliament. For that story, we go to our Romiko Knowles of our Northern Service.
Is there a feasibility study? Is there a financial plan to determine the feasibility?
The feasibility study of the highly anticipated Afro-Caribbean Marketplace project has come under scrutiny, with questions raised by East Grand Bahama MP Kwesi Thompson in the House of Assembly on Wednesday.
Officials at the GBPA says they don't believe one exists.
In response, Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, revealed that the government signed a project preparation facility agreement in June of last year, a critical step directly tied to the feasibility study of the proposed cultural and commercial hub.
Right now, the issue is the acquisition of the land, which the Port Authority is holding up on because since 2006, the bazaar owners and the member from Kalani, we spoke about this the other day, the land owners owe the Port Authority for some maintenance charges.
The minister pointed to what she described as the real issue hindering progress, a $1.5 million maintenance fee over the course of 20 years that she says should have been written off.
And the Port Authority indicated that they were prepared to write that off so that development can happen. So actually this has nothing to do with the government. It has everything to do with the Port Authority, who is right now holding on because of other matters. But at the end of the day, this will be done because the government is now working on this $1.5 million that they say is owed.
Minister Moxie further asserted that the Grand Bahama Port Authority is the entity responsible for holding up the project, adding that the ongoing impasse with the port is contributing to the overall stagnation of Freeport economic development.
The government of the Bahamas doesn't really need to be doing this in the city of Freeport. We are fixing a mess that no other government fixed, and that the Port Authority, who are the city managers, did not fix. That's why I can tell you.
Well, in other news this evening, local officials are bracing for the impending impact of those new tariffs imposed by United States President Donald Trump on trading partners Canada, Mexico, and China. On Tuesday, Trump hit both Mexico and Canada with 25% tariffs and 20% for China. The move, economists predict, will most certainly spark a global trade war, with Canada and China already retaliating with their own round of tariffs, and Mexico expected to follow shortly. President Trump, meanwhile, appears to be holding firm to his position on imposing these tariffs, and even hinting that additional ones are coming for more of America's trading partners. Well, this morning, Foreign Affairs Minister, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, didn't have much to say on the subject, but he did acknowledge the Bahamas will feel an impact.
I'm not an economist, but just from what I'm reading, since we import most of our food from the United States, if there's an increase in tariffs, then that's a knock-on cost here, and you have to be sure that people understand that control of the economy also is determined by a lot of external forces.
Opposition leader Michael Pintard expressing concern over the matter, especially, he says, since this administration seems unable to get the economy on good footing.
We believe that there will be a definite impact on the Bahamas, and given the track record of this administration and not being able to help us when there are inflation that's imported, we are even more concerned now.
Well, the opposition Free National Movement is also tonight boasting that it has met the March 1st public disclosure deadline, despite the fact that the Public Disclosure Committee's offices have been having some challenges. It's now calling on the government to say whether its members have done the same. Furthermore, that the commission be transparent and disclose which officials have filed. Opposition leader Michael Pintard is also demanding transparency from the Davis administration.
We've been fairly consistent in getting all of our disclosures in. It's really the government that really don't believe it. I think you should ask Mr. Mitchell again. Let's see. He normally will tell you the truth, which is they are not particularly concerned about these kinds of matters. A problem with the office does not affect all of us filling out the information and sending it in. Even if not all the details are there, the flexibility allows you to get in the core information and to update it. So really, we ought to be submitting that information.
Coming up, the transport minister laments the increasing traffic fatalities. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Stay with us.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this one, sis.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
This one? No. Hey, look, KFC has an incredible promo.
I already had that for lunch.
Quench your hunger cravings and satisfy the whole family with KFC bucket meals starting at just $20. Get freshly prepared golden fried chicken, buttery biscuits, and add your favorite large size. Bucket meals starting at just $20. KFC, finger licking good.
With BGC's crystal clear mobile service, stay connected seamlessly, whether on land or at sea. Our reliable postpaid plans keep your loved ones closer, no matter where life takes you.
half a century, we've been more than just an airline. We've been a bridge, connecting families, dreams, and memories across the islands and beyond. Behind every seat sold and every journey planned, there's a dedicated team committed to making air travel affordable and accessible to everyone. At Bahamas Air, we're not just building connections, we're building a safe and dependable airline where quality service is paramount and an excellent travel experience is our priority. Wherever you're going, we're here to take you there with care, with heart, and with the promise of unforgettable journeys. We are family, and just like family, we're committed to taking care of our own. Your Bahamas Air is our Bahamas Air, because here at Bahamas Air, we don't just fly here, we live here.
Portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies. Safety first.
You're looking at a shot of the marinas along East Bay Street. Welcome back. Former cabinet minister and leader of the Democratic National Alliance, Granville McCartney, is weighing in on the future of the Free National Movement. Devontae Hanna has the scoop on what McCartney believes could very well cost the opposition the next general election. Devontae?
Well, Makushla McCartney, who once served as a card-carrying member of the FNM, believes former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis still holds significant sway within the party and among voters in the Killarney constituency. And for those reasons, he told our Clint Watson on the rundown last night that the FNM ought to ensure that Dr. Minnis is on the ticket, or else it will not be good for them.
But if they want to try to win the election, don't be foolish and do things that will split the party or cause dissension within the party. You need to come together. Otherwise, dog eat your lunch. Brave will have you for lunch.
The former DNA leader stressed the importance of unity within the FNM, arguing the internal divisions could weaken its chances at the polls.
If you got some personal beef, keep that to yourself. You need to win. You need to try to win an election, right? You will regret it if that doesn't happen.
McCartney's comments come just weeks after Minnis told reporters he'll run as a candidate in the next general election, regardless of if he receives the FNM's nomination or not.
I supported Dr. Hubert Minnis.
You supported Dr. Minnis?
Dr. Minnis. That was a leadership run.
So that
in June of last year.
So to you, you were separating him from your support for the party then?
Well, I'm not part of the FNM anymore.
Do you support the FNM?
No, I support what is good for this country.
The party, he says, has a choice to make.
I think it will be a detriment to the FNM, and they'll be handing the election to the PLP.
Some strong words there from Granville McCartney, but the FNM has already made it known that they do have some candidates chosen for the next election, but they're not yet ready to release those names. Now, when we asked Dr. Minnis if he had attended any of those mandatory candidates training sessions, FNM leadership said, and along with him, he said that he is not. And back in January, when we asked Dr. Minnis if he had been tapped on the shoulder for a nomination, he said that he was not. This is something we will continue to follow. Makushla.
Well, thanks, Devontae. Well, 2024 in other news, accounting for more than 60 traffic fatalities with young Bahamians under the age of 45, the leading casualty demographic. Just over 2 months into the new year, and that count already at 14, with the vast majority of those incidents here in New Providence. In the count, 2 on Tuesday. As reported, the first on Alexandria Boulevard and Thatch Palm Avenue in Pinewood Gardens. The victim there, a woman. The second on Prince Charles Drive in the area of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. The issue of high-speed car crashes with such deadly consequences finding a way in Transport Minister, the Honorable JoBeth Colby Davis's contribution to the mid-year budget debate earlier today.
Already, my ministry and the Road Traffic Department have taken concrete steps to address this serious issue. We've installed road safety awareness billboards throughout New Providence and the Family Islands, with more to come. We've released several video messages on road safety and increased our engagement with schools, especially high schools, on road safety.
Students from the University of the Bahamas are tonight pleading with the government to meet its commitment of financial assistance. Fed up with chronic delays to the government's tertiary grant program, the students are taking a more public and vocal approach. Corval Pyfrom has the students' concerns and the government's response to them.
UB Student Government Association taking the unusual step of writing directly to the government because once again it says students' lives are being adversely impacted, their education thrown in limbo. Delays in getting critical funds for supplies, academic resources, and accommodations, funds guaranteed under the government's tertiary grant program, have not been dispersed. SGA President Shante Deal says students, particularly those in nursing and teaching programs, those most impacted, have been waiting on these funds since last semester, though this problem, she insists, has existed long before then.
These student aids include the teachers' grant, the nurses' grant, as well as the accommodations grant. So all of these students who fall under these various grants or stipends, they have been affected by these delayed payments.
In their letter, the students asked the government four crucial questions. Has it failed to uphold its financial obligations to the university, thereby placing the students in limbo? Has it allocated the funds needed to support the grant to other areas? What priority does it place on higher education? And how does this align with the institution's founding vision? Well, Education Minister Glenys Hannah Martin hadn't yet read the students' letter when she spoke to reporters Wednesday morning, but she was nonetheless sympathetic to their plight and promised swift action.
But we have to work out a methodology that would allow for more efficient payment, so we don't end up in this situation where students are being stressed out on the issue of this subvention to their studies.
The minister, as you heard us say there, says this matter is most regrettable. However, both sides seem genuinely committed to resolving the situation both amicably and expeditiously. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
Well, stay with us. There's more to come in the National Report.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Focall Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
At BOB, we take pride in our business banking.
I chose Bank of the Bahamas because it was a Bahamian-owned bank. The bank has certainly supported our evolution through overdraft facilities, purchasing of equipment, facilitating of salary payments, and I really believe that Bank of the Bahamas is able to help in the development of the local economy. I would truly recommend the services at Bank of the Bahamas.
We're here at the Nassau Village Community Center project, where over the past 17 months, we've hired over 20 Bahamian subcontractors to bring this beautiful project to fruition.
I've been living in Nassau Village for more than 19 years, and to see a project like this bring great joy and pride to me.
This state-of-the-art multi-purpose community center will serve as a crime-fighting initiative in the community. Also help with the education of our kids in this community and a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, and it also shows what we as Bahamians can achieve when we work hand in hand with each other.
We have the technical know-how, and we can pretty much deliver on any project here in the Bahamas or in the world.
Bahamas Price Brother Bahamian Company, they prove that they believe in Bahamians.
Based on the outcome of this project, I don't think they're disappointed in giving a small person an opportunity to do a job such as this.
The more opportunity they get, the more opportunity we will get.
If you look around and see the work done so far, it just shows what we as Bahamians can do.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits. bringing celebration across the nation.
Today marking the holiest of liturgical seasons, that 40-day period from Ash Wednesday to Easter, an opportunity for introspection, repentance, and renewal of the soul. Danielle Dean tells us more.
Today marks the beginning of Lent, a period otherwise referred to as a season commencing 40 days before Easter. The same true locally. Anglicans and Catholics globally pause for a time of prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. In his 77 years, Sir Burton Hall has spent half of his life in participation.
It's the beginning of Lent, but it's a part of the rituals in which we engage to constantly remind ourselves of the Christian story and the Christian message. And it is the repetition of these things which educates the younger generation and reminds the older generation of what it's all about.
Sean Darrow, on theme with the season, making this sacrifice.
I took off my lunch hour to come to this Ash Wednesday. It means a lot to me to experience the power of Lent, and it gives me time to rejuvenate on what I've done in the past and to make up for the future, that I may be able to serve my Lord, God, and Savior. And I've christened this church from 1967. I've schooled to St. Francis. I've always kept the church in my heart.
Overseeing the blessing of Lent and application of ashes at St. Francis Xavier Cathedral, Archbishop Patrick C. Pinder.
We are mortals, that indeed this life we live is only but for a time. And also we are accountable to the Lord for how we live that time of these days of our lives. And as a consequence, this is a time for us to actually take a stock of exactly how we are living our lives.
Some giving up red meat, some social media. But whatever it is, ideally at the end of the Lent season, participants would understand the concept of giving up what they think to be good for something better, ultimately strengthening their relationship with their Lord and Savior. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Well, Dawn joins us live to give us a sneak peek of Access Now on this here Ash Wednesday.
Well, Macusta, the Rotary Club of Southeast Nassau, get this, they're educating our precious pearls about fire safety and prevention. That story ahead in Access Now.
There's some good information there. Stay with us. The National Report is back after the break.
Diet-friendly special.
What you grabbing all these pizzas, boy?
Wait, Marcos, wait. Yeah, bro. Special on all the large one topping pizzas, wait.
Pineapple.
All.
Barbecue.
All. Hey, VAT included, boy.
I need the $10 special, please.
How many times would you like?
20 in it. Thank you so much, man. $10, that's it? The Marcos got that deal, boy.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
What if I told you Wendy's has a new burger? With a flavor so secret, it's almost too delicious to handle. Well, now it's time to unlock that flavor. Try the new Sweet and Smoky Barbecue Cheeseburger. We can't tell you everything, but we can tell you that it's packed with flavor, including our secret barbecue sauce. Try the new Sweet and Smoky Barbecue Cheeseburger today. Available for a limited time.
And that there does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Empowering
mailboat service is a critical service to the islands of the Bahamas. Certainly, Andrews has always been there and dear to us. That's where we're born and raised. And so we play a crucial role in advancing the growth and development of Andrews. Customers want service and they want consistency. From the start, that's been our commitment. We work to sail on time every time. Our customers have come now to expect this from us. And one of the biggest challenges we've had was finding adequate funding. SPDC from the very start has been a lifesaver. My advice to young people, if you have a vision, a passion, an idea, go for it. Don't give up. It's not easy. If it was, everybody would be doing it. Be consistent and you'll get there.
After participating in the Downtown Nassau Mural Project, local artist Randia Coakley told us about her experience with creating vibrant cultural artwork that both Bahamians and visitors alike can enjoy.
So the inspiration started off with the concept I wanted to have a realistic tree and have branches growing from it. And then when we saw the building, it's quite big, so went and started coming up with a concept of what the under the big tree represents. And it's playtime as Bahamian kids. So what we did, our parents did, our grandparents did, so all activities. So if you look at the different scenes, you'll see parking, you may see Plata de Maple, and so forth. It was fun because I got some friends together to help in different aspects. And what we did is, I would say the materials about over a dozen different shades of color, because the main aspect was to be bright, colorful, cultural, community, and and flora. That was the aspects I wanted to bring in it. So you can see we added some more plants, we added some sun just to help beautify the spot a little bit more and make people want to come and take a photo. So the best part is the feedback. So if you stay here for like 5 minutes, you're going to run into tourists taking photos here. So a lot of them love the color, they love seeing the artwork, and because where the art is located is down the street from the rum cake factory, so you have a lot of foot traffic that pass to go to the rum cake factory, so a lot of people stop and take photos, so they love it. They love the colors, and what we're doing is we add the plaque so it could describe what the scenes are, so persons who aren't a Bahamian will know, okay, I see this is a ball, this is a game, I see this is platinum maple, this is a cultural aspect of Bahamian culture, so that this is just the beginning, and I can't wait for us to have more murals, more taking over the streets of Bay Street to make it captivating, more persons to take photos, more. It's going to be lively because I think the more we beautify downtown Nassau, the more people want to actually be down here.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Michael Miller, and this is Tourism Today.
International Women's Day is fast approaching, and Bahari is on board with the plan. Matea Cunningham has the details. Squealing good news for food security in the Bahamas. Stay close for that. Plus, a designer turned politician. The story of Linda Stubbs straight ahead. And coming up in sports, BAI SSS Track Championship off to a fast start.
Tonight, Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now. I'm LaDawn Davis. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let's dive right into the news, shall we? International Women's Day is celebrated globally this coming Saturday, and Bahari is making sure all women are attired for the occasion. Matea Cunningham has the details.
Bahamian luxury clothing brand Bahari is set to celebrate International Women's Day this Saturday across all its store locations. Since debuting its first collection and opening its first store in 2014, Bahari has become known for its modern, chic, and culturally expressive designs. General Manager Carol Barnett shared how the brand plans to honor the occasion, offering insight into its commitment to celebrating women.
So there's always a taste and a touch of the Bahamas in all of our designs. And always remember, when you look good, you feel good. That helps to build your confidence. You know, when you walk out and you look in the mirror and you see yourself, You know, you have a little pep, an extra pep in your step. And sometimes as women, we endure so much. You know, when we talk about in the workplace, just that fight to break through the glass ceiling to be able to excel. Some persons are experiencing, you know, domestic violence. It's just so many different things that women are experiencing. You see the woman at the helm trying to work 2 and 3 jobs so that she can take care of her children. And so she needs to feel good. She needs to look good. And this is our opportunity to be able to give, to help her.
Bridging the gap between women's clothing and women's appreciation, I then asked Ms. Barnett for further details on the sale.
So we're celebrating women. All things female will be on sale, up to 50%. And like I said, in some instances, there are 1 or 2 items that may, you know, expand beyond 50 to 75%, but all things female. So, you know, if you've been eyeing that outfit for a little while now and you just didn't have the means financially to purchase, now is the time to make your purchase. We're talking about dresses. We're talking about the 2-piece outfits. Even some of the new line that we just dropped, that will be on sale. Not 50%, but, you know, we'll have a small percentage of a discount on that as well. Jewelry, everything that's female will be on sale.
Superheroes, a synonym for women, a statement Carol Burnett, General Manager of Bahari, agrees with. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Matea Cunningham.
Good story there, Matea. Well, in response to a growing number of house fires in the community, the Rotary Club recently hosted a fire symposium in Freetown, focusing on educating older residents about fire safety and prevention. The initiative aimed to equip seniors with the knowledge and skills necessary to prevent and respond to fires, recognizing that they are among the most vulnerable in emergency situations.
There's going to come time when you do your best and you fail. That is why we had to invest in fire trucks. No matter how we try. And some persons were just given fire extinguishers. You think that's because we were successful? No, that extinguisher was given to you because we just messed up. So now that we know we just messed up, we got to now look at this thing scientifically, and they have now put it in categories so that we all can understand what fire is. Because not all fires, even though they may look the same, they are not the same. You gave some ordinary stuff. Fires look ordinary, but they're not.
During the symposium, participants were taught about the composition of fire, what triggers it, and the most effective methods for extinguishing different types of fires. Fire safety experts explained that fire consists of 3 key elements: heat, fuel, and oxygen, and that removing any of these components can stop a fire from spreading.
We have heat, fuel, and oxygen right here, you know, but they're not together. Huh? So if you get heat, fuel, and oxygen coming together in equal proportion, you're going to get that thing we call what? Fire. So the most effective way of extinguishing a fire is to never let it happen. Keep those 3 things from coming together.
In a significant move towards strengthening the country's food security, the Ministry of Agriculture recently visited a local pig farm to assess its potential role in reducing dependence on imported meat. Here's West Calix Forbes.
During the visit, an agriculture expert explained the selection of 3 specific pig breeds that are classified as F1 hybrid pigs. This is expected to play a key role in the Bahamas strategy to increase domestic pork production.
You have a Duroc, pure breed Duroc, you have a pure breed Landrace, and you have a pure breed Yorkshire. So these 3 cross actually give what you call the best F1 genetics, where you have 14 babies. Versus if you were actually doing a subsistence, you only be getting 6, 7. So these type of pigs actually are pure breeds. So this is actually a part of the natural swine breeding program.
The Duroc pig, known for its resilience and high-quality meat, is a robust breed that can thrive in various conditions, making it ideal for the Bahamian farm. The Landrace pig is prized for its ability to produce large liters and lean meat, ensuring a steady and stable supply. The Yorkshire pig, one of the most widely farmed breed in the world, is known for its exponential growth and rate and ability to produce high-quality pork. Together, these breeds create a strong foundation for self-sufficient pig farm in the Bahamas.
These breeds breeds of pigs actually Europe. You'll find them in the United States, Iowa, which is actually the pig center of the United States. So we have these genetics here. So when you do actually your breeding cycle, let's say at about 6 to 8 months, everyone will have piglet. You know, you like your suckling pig, your pork chop, or whatever the case may be, your pig roast, you get all of that, okay? You get your ham, you get all of that, okay? Okay? So in this system, actually, we will actually help farmers throughout the Bahamas. Again, we're gonna start again for the Northern Islands, the Central, the South, and we're gonna get everyone back and enthused and motivated in food security. So both the poultry and the swine program is actually is a blueprint towards food security, okay? Food sustainability. As we see how the world going, the crisis and this and that, we have our food here, our food products here. We have A1 genetics.
Officials stress that this initiative is just the beginning. Plans are already in motion to expand livestock farming, improve feed production, and invest in local processing facilities.
This is actually a smaller farm to the one that we have in Eleuthera. We have a much larger. We actually have 1,000 acres of coconuts and ornamental trees in Eleuthera. But we use the government agriculture abattoir here, and we slaughter our fresh pigs every 2 weeks. So you can get fresh pork every 2 weeks here at the front end.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Wes Calix Forbes.
The election countdown is on, and the candidates for the third political party have been ratified and are all set to bump heads with the bigger parties. I caught up with the prominent designer to find out why she's taking a shot at politics this election season.
Since been on the ground, LaDawn, for the past 8 months, diligently. And I know the people. I've met them. I've fallen in love with many of them. They have fallen in love with me.
National event designer Linda Stubbs is a fresh face to frontline politics and is now becoming a viable option for voters to mark their X in the Mount Moriah constituency in the general election set for 2026. If successful, Stubbs says establishing a comprehensive medical plan for seniors would be her first order of business.
They have a loved one that is sick. They have to have cookouts, and Mount Moriah will have no need of a cookout. I have a plan. I've already done my research. I have their medical plan waiting for me to be delivered as the Member of Parliament for the area, and I will sign each and every one of them up for free medical treatments and visits at a reputable medical firm.
Based on her assessment on the ground, Stubbs, a 30-year constituency resident, says she's well on her way to making history as the first female member of parliament from Mount Moriah.
We have the momentum with the young people, with the elderly. If you hear the elderly persons speak about us and what we are doing and the love we show them, they just want people who care, who are concerned. They want to know when they talk to you that you are hearing them. They want to know when you promise, call me, you're going to answer the phone.
So the big question is, why did Stubbs choose the COI as opposed to the other major political parties to run as a candidate in the upcoming general elections? Well, Stubbs responded like this.
I chose them because they chose me. And they chose me because that is the appointment from God. That was the assignment.
Stubbs joins 28 other Bahamians as coalition of independents candidates hoping to be elected in the next elections.
And still to come, what can I say? It's Wednesday. You know what that means. It's time for Leno's Wealthwise. All the financial advice you need, so keep it locked.
Whether you're crossing borders or navigating busy airports, with BTC's reliable data roaming, you're always in touch. In a fast-paced world, staying connected is key. Don't miss important moments. Stay connected effortlessly with BTC, wherever your journey takes you.
Paulino, where are you going? It's almost that time.
I'm moving. Keep watching.
You're looking at a live shot of the city of Nassau there. Destiny Reed is our drone pilot this evening. Check your flight, Destiny, as we take ours to join Altavis Munnings over at Exuma. Local government impacting the lives of Bahamians across this country. Altavis Munnings spoke with Exuma's chief counselor today on his 5th term serving in local government.
Local government elections took place in January, and that means many of the local government districts around the country have been fully operational. And that's the same right here in Exuma. Joining me now is the Chief Counselor for Exuma, Glenn Davis. And Chief Counselor, tell us about some of the plans you have now that you're in office for the island of Exuma.
Okay, our plans right now is to try to first clean up Exuma and build a relationship with our businesses and our investors to create a better atmosphere for our areas here in Exuma. We're also working with our member of parliament, Chester Cooper, and stuff back to our power to get our youth playing sports here and get Exuma again.
You were telling me earlier that a lot of Exuma residents are embracing the local government system. How are they doing that?
We're working just to try to help the areas, keep the areas clean, and try obeying the rules that have been set for the people of Exuma.
Do you feel as though Exuma residents are understanding the concept of local government now?
They got to understand it. It's much better as we go along, because we be more visible, more vocal about what we're going to do or what we are doing in Exuma.
Thank you. And that was the Chief Counselor for Exuma, Glenn Davis. And I must say that the entire local government board here in Exuma, representing several townships, is ready to do the work on this island. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight in Exuma, I'm Altavis Munnings. Back to you.
Thanks a lot, Alto. Well, many people think you need a lot of money to start investing, but experts say that's not always the case. In our continuing series on building long-term wealth, Diane Dorset explains how anyone can start even with limited funds.
Starting an investment plan doesn't require thousands of dollars. Leno's VP of Investments, Sonia Benrique, says the key is consistency, no matter how small the amount.
Someone with limited resources may begin creating a long-term investment plan by first setting clear financial goals by defining your objectives. Start small by setting aside a fixed amount regularly to invest in. Focus on investments with low entry costs. Leno Flex Funds initial investments start as low as $100. So please call us to learn more about it.
But while starting is important, avoiding common mistakes is just as crucial. Beneby warns that simple errors can slow financial growth or even set investors back.
Some of the common mistakes people make when trying to build long-term wealth include trying to time the market, waiting for the price to go down on a security before entering the market, not diversifying, investing all your money in one particular asset, withdrawing investments too early, and of course, not reviewing or adjusting your portfolio as needed.
By taking a steady approach and avoiding these mistakes, investors can build long-term financial security. Staying consistent and avoiding risky financial moves can make all the difference. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Diane Dorset.
It's always great to hear from Leno on financial advice. Let's check out what's coming up in sports.
Day one of the BAISS Track and Field Championships in the books. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
Custom Computers and Alive on the business spectrum, we work well together. We want to offer clients the best in technology.
What Custom Computers is offering for the Alive Business Partnership is HP Pro Small Form Factor Desktop. We're including with it the 27-inch conferencing monitor, so you can have that meeting at home or at work in a private area, just like you're sitting next to that person.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, The Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
Wednesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. Private school rivalries renewed today at the old Thomas A. Robinson Stadium, playing host to day one of the 2025 BAISS Track and Field Championships. Our Eugene Stewart was trackside and fills us in on all the action from day one.
Well, day one of the 2025 BAISS Track and Field meet off to a hot start at the old Thomas A. Robinson Stadium, with athletes preparing themselves for an intense 3 days of competition. The day ending with records being broken and Carifta standards qualified. This is Roberts breaking the under-20 girls 400-meter record by crossing the line at 54.52 seconds. The previous record of 54.89 seconds was held by Shawnee Miller-Rebo. In the javelin throw, a 1-2 punch for Queens College. In the under-20 girls, Tasia Stubbs with a record-breaking throw of 45.98 meters, and Akil Williams breaking his own record in the boys under-15 javelin throw, 58.43 meters.
Honestly, the throw, I'm happy I broke the record, and I give glory to God for that. But I do know that that wasn't close to my best, so I look forward to competing and throwing even further distances in the future.
I just give all thanks to God for allowing me to hit this big goal. Just running fast. My body is, because we iced yesterday before the throw, so my body was rejuvenated.
A look at the standings after day one. In 14th, St. Andrews International School with 7.50 points. In 13th place, Bahamas Academy with 8 points. In 12th position, Charles W. Saunders with 12 points. Lifer Key International School in 11th place with 14 points. Jordan Prince William in 10th position with 22 points. Nassau Christian Schools in 9th with 29 points. Kingsway Academy in 8th with 44.50 points. Windsor School, they hold 7th position with 58 points. In 6th place, Aquinas College with 60.50 points. St. John's and St. Anne's tied for 4th with 68 points. In 3rd place, Temple Christian School with 172 points. In 2nd, St. Augustine's College with 397 points. And leading the way after day one with 427.50 points, Queens College. Competition continues tomorrow at the old Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I'm Eugene Stewart.
Let's look at your sports on this Wednesday. A check on weather when we return.
Hidden Disabilities Sunflower is a globally recognized symbol for persons with invisible disabilities.
The Sunflower lanyard made our journey less stressful, smoother, and more inclusive.
REACH is proud to support the Hidden Sunflower Scheme, which makes the invisible visible. So far, the Nassau Airport Authority and the Nassau Cruise Port are Sunflower certified.
So if you see someone with a sunflower lanyard, always remember to be patient and ask if they need some help. Please be kind and always remember to show respect.
We wish to encourage more hotel operators with amenities such as water parks, restaurants, cinemas, government offices to join this initiative, making the Bahamas a more sunflower-friendly country.
Please feel free to reach out to the REACH office at 328-4123, or you can reach out to the National Commissions for Persons with Disabilities at 396-8700.
It's time now for your Access weather forecast, and we see some pre-fall showers approaching the extreme northwest parts of the country, and right behind that is a cold front now moving through South Florida. We expect it to move into the northwest Bahamas late tonight, pushing through the capital during the early morning hours. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Live Business, where we bulk up your business. In the northwestern islands tonight, southwest to west winds ahead of that front, speeds at 15 to 20 knots. The wave fights 4 to 7 feet. High tide will occur at 12:36 in the morning. And for the central and southeastern parts of our country, we're looking at southeast and south winds, 12 to 18 knots. The wave height 3 to 6 feet with a moderate chop. So we're asking small craft to exercise caution in the central and southeastern islands tonight. Thursday in the northwest and central islands, the winds become northwest behind that frontal passage. It will be increasing its speeds 15 to 25 knots. Very rough sea conditions tomorrow, 5 to 8 feet over the ocean. So an advisory is in place for small boaters in the northwest and central islands. Low tide, that will occur at 7:08 in the morning, with your high tide taking place at 12:55 in the afternoon. And then the southeast Bahamas on Thursday, southwest to west winds, 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6 feet with caution flags in place. And on Friday, for all areas, your winds are going to be northeast. We will see a nice reduction in those winds, down 10 to 15 knots, so we'll drop all those advisory and caution flags for you on Friday. Low tide, that will occur at 8:19 in the morning with a high tide at 2:05 in the afternoon. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Right now I feel like whining. Shake that bump up on me cause we grinding. She's a beast, I'm a bigger beast when we raking. Up one with motorbike cause we scraping. Right now I feel like whining. Shake that bump up on me cause we grinding. She's a beast, I'm a bigger beast when we raking.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Ladon.
Thanks a lot, Basil. Let's have a look at Let's Talk Socials with Matea Cunningham.
We meet again. Hi, Matea here, and you're tuning into Let's Talk Socials. Now, social media is definitely a place for mingling and dating, even shooting your shot, or in other words, flirting. Just like there's a trend for everything, there's also a trend for shooting your shot at people on social media, hoping it'll be a game-winning move. It's definitely bold, but that boldness is exactly what's making these shots count, and people are loving it. The downside, many are taking their chances with complete strangers, some of whom are already in committed relationships or even married. That's leading to plenty of drama online and controversy. Take a look at these clips.
They say shoot, shoot. Do jeans, what's up with you? They say shoot, shoot. Do jeans, what's up with you? They say shoot, shoot.
I will never do such a thing.
Can you see why this trend could be problematic? For the married folk or those in committed relationships, how would you feel seeing your partner's photos in one of these trends, with someone so publicly trying to shoot their shot at them? Would you laugh it off, or would you respond publicly? Food for thought, yes? I'm Matea, and this has been Let's Talk Socials.
Thanks a lot, Matea. Well, that does it for Access Now. The Rundown with Clint Watson is up next. Good night, everybody.
Bahamas, are you ready? The world is coming to Wasan for the 2025 CONCACAF Beach Soccer World Cup qualifiers. March 11 through 16 at the Beach Soccer Stadium next to the Sydney Poitier Bridge. The Jungle Beach Boys, top 5 in CONCACAF, taking on Mexico, USA, and El Salvador. Beach party meets world-class soccer, non-stop action, jungle rhythms, great food, and pure vibes. And it's free. Bring your crew, ring your cowbells, beat your drums, no whistles. March 11 through 16 at the Beach Soccer Stadium. Visit BahamasFA.net for details. Bahamas Beach Soccer, pure vibes.
Idea of taking swimming lessons to the Bahamian public was something that we thought was a great idea, and so we started Let's Swim Bahamas.
I've always been a learn to swim coach and a life-saving coach, and so this is now my turn to kind of really see learn to swim being developed.
Although we ran swift swimming for some 30 years and we offered Let's Swim lessons, we knew we were only touching a small percentage of the Bahamian public.
I enjoy the children and how happy and excited and joyful they are. I mean, some of them come from maybe hard homes. Maybe they're bullied at school. Who knows what they have, but when they come here, it's a very positive thing for them.
At the end of the day, more kids will be fulfilled, more kids will have a life-saving skill, and more kids will stay away from crime.
Crime-free.
Looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
Oh, he's not here just for the wedding. Mark is on a mission to correct a terrible wrong.
Where is Wendy?
Well, the bride and groom have already gone up to the lodge to get ready for the ceremony.
Oh, I've seen Lisa, but where's Doug? You mean you didn't hear? You don't know? What?
Looking at them like this, it's hard to believe.
Well, believe it, because evil is just around the next bend.
When you walk down the road, heavy burden, heavy load, I will rise and I will walk with you. I'll walk with you.
What does disability look like? In a busy airport terminal? At the check-in counter? At security checkpoints? Or even in baggage claim? Passengers with hidden disabilities often go unnoticed. Globally, 1 in 7 persons have some form of a disability. 80% of those disabilities are non-visible. In an airport environment, workers are often unaware of hidden physical, mental, or neurological disabilities that some passengers live with. This can lead to frustration and a less than ideal travel experience. So, how do we make the invisible more visible? At LPIA, we've implemented the Sunflower Lanyard program. The lanyards are visual cues for airport workers to immediately identify passengers who might need additional assistance. NAD is teaming up with the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities and key stakeholders at LPIA to launch the internationally recognized initiative. We're joining more than 180 airports in 26 countries already in the program. NAD is the first organization in the Bahamas to recognize the Sunflower Initiative. It's a way to show our continued commitment to making LPIA a safe, welcoming, and inclusive airport for all. Passengers needing to secure a free Sunflower lanyard can email sunflower@nas.bs or call 1242-397-8600. For more information, visit www.nassauLPIA.com.
My daughter. I put my love into photographs, pictures, took space in my heart instead of people.
I understand why she couldn't tell me about her life while she was alive.
Maybe she thought it would help you look at her in another way.
Hey, I'm Michael Block from the Republic. I'm doing a story about your mom.
How's your article coming?
To be honest, I was a little distracted.
What?
I'm wondering if it's not too early in the night to kiss you.
It wasn't too early.
Oh, I see.
He's in love. It's written all over your face. You look so sappy, it's embarrassing.
I let her leave 30 years later, still trying to figure that out. What would you have done differently? I would have gone after her.
Mommy, I wish I had put as much courage into love as I put in my work.
I don't want to lose you. Because I'm afraid to love you.
You don't have to be afraid.
Riding a motorcycle requires a heightened sense of awareness, strength, and better coordination than driving a car. It also involves increased risks and more maneuvering skills. Motorcycles are not as easily seen as a car or trucks. Other motorists, particularly those who don't ride a motorcycle, may not be looking for motorcycles in traffic. This places the motorcyclists at risk, particularly at intersections. Here are a few tips supplied by the Royal Bahamas Police Force to ensure a safer ride. Always ensure that all persons are equipped with fitting helmets and other motorcycle safety gear like effective eyewear. Ensure that the motorcycle is licensed and insured and both license plates are properly secure on both front and back.
Do not pop motorcycles, especially when on a busy road or intersection. It impairs your line of sight and your ability to swerve will be delayed. Be alert when riding and be mindful of road conditions, especially when overtaking. Always inspect your motorcycle before every ride to ensure your vehicle is fully operational, especially tires and braking systems. Be sure to be well informed about bike hand signals and other safety procedures. Along with this freedom comes responsibility, but all the risks involved can be managed through training and education. Let us drive safe and share the road. I am Corporal 3599 Camille Johnson, reminding you that safety is everyone's responsibility.
Abuse, domestic violence, suicidal tendencies. Are you being stressed out from these problems? Call the national hotline at 422-2763 or 322-2763. There are trained social workers available 24 hours to help you. Know that you are not alone in this.
I can't do it. I'm sorry. Wait. Mrs. McCarthy, that is enough.
But this community will not sleep easy until your daughter leaves Kendallford.
Please keep them away from me.
Why?
They're monsters.
Mr. Bennett. Mrs. Bennett.
What are you doing?
At the 66 Steps, I'm Matea Cunningham. This is ZNS.
The Rundown is brought to you by Commonwealth Brewery Limited.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the show. It's great to have you with us for another evening. Well, some $36.6 million on travel within the past 4 years, a figure critics have openly condemned as obscene. It's a claim, though, that the Davis administration has repeatedly dismissed. Well, in hopes of putting the issue to rest, perhaps once and maybe even for all, the Prime Minister today reiterated that the benefits of these international relations far outweigh the cost. Here's Felicity Darville with more on this.
Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis defending his government's spending in the face of critics, declaring in the House of Assembly Wednesday that the government will not overspend its budget targets in this fiscal year. Ambitious and confident, the Prime Minister said that his government's arrears as of December 2024 will largely be settled within this fiscal period.
Since this administration took office, the government has not exceeded its budget. I want to repeat that. Since this administration took office, the government has not exceeded its budget. The suggestion we will do so this fiscal year is without evidence, speculative, conjecture, and wishful thinking on their part. We fully intend, Madam Speaker, we fully intend to meet our deficit target for this fiscal year.
He refuted the opposition's claim of a $500 million deficit, noting that you cannot combine current deficit and prior arrears. Now, part of the huge public purse spending has been put to the Family Islands, steering the country on a path of an inclusive economy that allows all Bahamians to benefit.
Now, sooner than you think, those opportunities for education, for work, for business ownership, for professional development, for advanced healthcare will be available on all islands throughout our archipelago. Yes, sir. Billions in new private sector investments, hundreds of millions in government-led initiatives and public-private partnerships, rapid advances in technology, new hybrid energy grids to drive down costs and increase reliability of electricity.
The threats of geopolitical decisions, cyber attacks, and climate change are challenges that the government is confronting head-on.
These are challenges that must be confronted by all. That's why we have devoted significant budget expenditures to strengthening and protecting our country. But as serious as these challenges are, and they are very serious, we should also have enormous optimism about our country's prospects. That's because this is also a time of extraordinary opportunity, one in which Bahamians can thrive as we take on long-standing problems with new energy and new solutions. No one should doubt that our little country can do big things.
The Prime Minister said the advantages gained from the international relations afforded through the increased travel budget far outweigh the costs and will pay off for the country in the long run. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Felicity Darville.
Now, the Prime Minister finds himself always defending this issue of travel, right? Because people have made an issue over it, the millions of dollars spent in travel. And we have to put things in context, particularly because there's a political rhetoric that continues to lure over our country where people are not always logistical and not logical, I should say, but instead they're political. And people question, well, the spending is more than the previous administration. And then you say, well, the previous administration couldn't travel for a couple years in its term because no one could travel. We're on lockdown, COVID. So it would be significantly less. Secondly, when things began to open up, aviation and cost of travel significantly rose. So what you may have paid years ago for a ticket is perhaps double in this time. Now, I'm not justifying the spending. I'm just saying that there's logical reasons behind it that must be taken into consideration. And then you have to question whether or not it's just simply political rhetoric. Why? Well, because, well, oppositions do that. The opposition leader, Michael Pintard, while he was in government, he was presented with the same issue, and he was chastised, and he's now chastising Prime Minister Davis, but he was in the same hot seat as the Minister of Agriculture. And I want you to take a look at this story that we found from our news. Take a look and listen at what Michael Pintard had to defend.
During a press conference at the Ministry of Agriculture Wednesday morning, Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources Michael Pintard defended the $2.2 million budget increase. The travel budget also increased. Pintard defended domestic and international travel, saying that it is necessary to travel to get a better understanding of the changes in his ministry. However, while in opposition, the Free National Movement repeatedly slammed the Christie administration for trips overseas.
I travel for one trip, to go to Mexico, to go to St. Kitts and Nevis, to go to Florida, to meet with wholesalers who we are trying to encourage to purchase products, is substantially higher than the figures that you just mentioned. So all I want to say to this, because I kind of get a sense of what's motivating the question, there is no issue here. We are spending well beyond 38, 40, 50,000 traveling internationally doing the people's business.
The corporation received $6.2 million in this budget increase and $4 million in the last budget. Pintard also defended BAMSI's budget increase, asserting that the $1.1 million increase is justified.
An increase of $1 million is, quite frankly, it is minuscule in comparison to the kind of money that need to be pumped into research.
When questioned about the increase in the consultancy services budget from $30,000 to $320,000, Pintard said he believes that the new budget is still a drop in the bucket.
We believe that the $300,000 is not sufficient, so we are going to gradually each year seek to increase the amount of funding.
Okay, so that was a report by our news, and that's why I keep telling people that the record will always be there. In electronic media, we can always pull the files, when you're in office and compare it to when you're not in office and see whether there's validity to what you're saying or is it just political rhetoric. He quotes, "We are doing the people's business," when he was asked about the increase in travel that his ministry that he led in agriculture was faced with. He said it's a part of what we're doing. We're traveling to put the Bahamas out there and to do the business of the people. And so at the end of the day, when we go to attack others who are in office and they say the same thing, you can't dismiss it as just no accountability. You have to understand at the end of the day, we all have to give account. That's why you have the House of Parliament. That's why you have these reports. That's why you have the budget debate. So you can give an account for what you've done and justify whether the spending brought returns, whether it's valid. The government has the proof, and they will have to say the proof, and hopefully the people determine whether or not it's valid or it's not. But it has to look beyond politics. Is it necessary for the country? Is it important for the country to be present at these international conferences, to have its voice heard, particularly in the fight against climate change when we are so much more vulnerable than many countries around the world? Do we need to be there so that people understand our plight? The government simply says they believe so, and so at the end of the day, is the spending justified? And we have to remember that's be more than just politics as to looking for a line that will stick with people. All right, so enough of that. We're going to go to a break because we have a lot to discuss tonight. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about things tonight because we're going to talk about, I went to say the nation's telecommunications company, but I don't know if I'm allowed to say that because it's private. But it's still largely owned by the government, 51%. We're talking about BTC. It came up in our conversation last night with Granville McCartney. It was his reason why he parted ways from F&M as a cabinet minister, because he said he did not agree with the sale of BTC, so he stood his ground and gave up his luscious life with the F&M and as a cabinet minister to go against the sale of BTC. And he believes that he was right. BTC is not what it used to be. That's what he says. Well, let's talk to the CEO. Let's talk to some of the executives about how they feel about BTC. It's going to be an interesting discussion. And guess what? They're going to give away a cell phone tonight. So if you're in the Lion's Den on social media, you be there because we're going to give away a Samsung cell phone tonight, the latest edition. We ain't giving away nothing cheap. And we're going to give away some other gifts and prizes. So it's going to be a fun night of giving right here on The Rundown when we come back after the break. Stay close.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we have been in Exuma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is to do some work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass that along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
I am a master plumber by profession. I've been doing plumbing for over 40 odd years. When I was 9 months old, I was diagnosed with polio. To me, living with polio, I took it the way it is. I never allowed my polio to get in my way of anything. In fact, I love when people doubt me, and I just prove them wrong. And let me tell you, in the world, you could only find a plumber as good as me, but you ain't gonna find no plumber better than me. People with disability, they just need a chance. In this program, I feel so encouraged. Most of the mentors have different kind of disability, but disabilities like me. Sharing and caring and showing so much support with people with disability. They would encourage you to go beyond. I wish this was around a long time ago. Right now, I would have been a millionaire. You out there who have a disability, don't be afraid. Take the step. If you believe it, you could achieve it. And remember one thing, ain't no one better than me, and ain't no one better than y'all. God made all us equal.
For more information about how the SBDC can help your small business to make a big impact, give us a call at 461-7232 or visit sbdcbahamas.com.
Welcome back. You're watching The Rundown here in the ZNS Network. A special welcome tonight to all of you who are in the Lion's Den. It's a good place to be tonight because you're going to be able to win some things. Those of you who are watching by YouTube, whether you're here in the country or around the region, Turks and Caicos, or those of you watching internationally on your various platforms, Flow TV, Digicel, all of those platforms, welcome to The Rundown. Good to always have you. Tonight, we're diving into the incredible strides BTC has made in recent years and how it's shaping the future of connectivity in the Bahamas. Joining me is Samir Bhatti. He is, of course, head of BTC here in the operations in the Bahamas, and we're going to get some insight on where they're going next and what they're doing even now. Welcome to the show. Good to have you.
Thank you for having us.
So obviously, BTC has been holding its own over the years. Many would argue whether or not you're doing more now than you did before, or you're doing less now, but I think sometimes we follow the rhetoric and not understand the actual data shows a lot different. How is BTC's presence in the market right now as far as market share?
Well, thank you again for having me and having BTC here. Our presence is great. Our market share is fantastic. We've grown year over year 6%.
You've grown?
We have grown.
That's important because people feel, okay, BTC is moving out of the market.
Yes.
You've grown.
I think it's also helpful to acknowledge that the market is very different now than it was 20 years ago. 20 years ago, landline was the calling card. There was broadband on the come up, but now we're dealing with broadband. That's not even 5 megabits and 10 megabits per second. We're talking 100 and gig.
Wow.
Of course you have voice. People expect TV. But people also expect that broadband to support streaming services. Oh, by the way, mobile is here in various forms, postpaid and prepaid.
Wow.
So this is no longer a single product environment in a monopolistic environment. This is now a competitive environment with multiple services, and we're here ready to compete.
Are you still, throughout the length and breadth of the Bahamas, keeping the Bahamas connected, or are you still, or are you only in certain islands?
No, we cover 41 islands and keys.
41?
41. So we have a subsea network with over 2,800 kilometers subsea. We have microwave. We have over 284 mobile sites. 96% of the population is covered by LTE. We've invested over the past 5 years, $145 million capital. We're investing in this country. And we need to keep pace with the demand in this country, whether it's for residents or for tourists.
How are you improving connectivity? What are your plans for BTC as you move forward for the country?
One of the things I'm really proud of on the network side, and we've won numerous awards in the past 90 days.
I've seen one right here. Yeah, tell us what this award is for.
This is UCLA, and UCLA is the standard for speed test. And this particular award is for mobile, best mobile coverage. But also, we won 4 additional awards in the past few weeks, and those awards are for the best fixed network, fastest fixed network, as well as the best network for mobile streaming.
So you have the fastest network in the Bahamas?
Correct.
All right, I didn't say it. He said it, and the awards prove it. Okay.
It's been validated independently. So things that we're really proud of. Grand Bahama is over 99% fiber covered. Grand Bahama.
99?
99. New Providence is over 88% fiber covered.
Wow.
So we have marched on and continue to invest over time to bring the best network to the Bahamas. New Providence and Grand Bahama, case points.
I want you to explain that because people here, sometimes I know in our industries we use terms because we're comfortable using them. People are like, what does that mean? We're fiber, we're covered with fiber. Explain to them what fiber does on the importance of having a network that's fiber.
Yeah, relative to a copper network, whether it's a twisted pair copper or it's a hybrid fiber coax network, some networks that have copper in it, fiber is a superior, more reliable medium for communications. So what we do is we have fiber all the way to the home, so FTTH, fiber to the home. And so when I say fiber, that's what I mean. With that, we are already able to deliver gigabit speeds. Many of our customers choose 100 megabits per second, many choose 600 megabits per second, but we have gig available to residents. Going forward, what you should expect to see is that we deliver multi-gig speeds to the home. We do so for businesses, but we can certainly do so for homes. And fiber gives us that. We're not changing the actual medium. We're upgrading the electronics on either end. In that home, many people, probably the most popular application in the home is the speed test from Ookla or otherwise. And what you're seeing is that gig speed at 600 megabits per second or 100 megabits per second dispersed throughout the home, depending how far you are from that gateway. So it's not always an easy way to validate on Wi-Fi what your speed is, but what we are delivering to the home is speeds up to gig.
And that brings us to an important question. You've implemented Flow TV several years ago. How successful is that? Is that now becoming the network of choice? And of course, for people who still believe, oh, I don't want that kind of base television because that means I'm going to have buffering all the time, talk about the service that Flow provides.
Yeah, it's a fantastic TV, multi-channel, we call it multi-channel TV service, and it's more traditional. If you think back in the day, you're up, 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 down, down, down. Now you have media guides. We do as well. Makes it easier to discover and find that content that you want to choose. Flow TV is a part of our package. What we find is that customers tend to choose 2 or 3 services with us when they take fixed services, when they take our fiber. First, they start with the broadband. They want the best broadband, and that's why they choose us. Add to that TV, that's more value. So now you have options, including this wonderful network here, ZNS, you can get on Flow TV. And of course, we're known historically for our voice, and voice also.
Correct.
All of this over the same medium that comes to your home, then distributed via the gateway in the home, and your set-top box, your Flow TV set-top box distributes the multi-channel content.
Nice. According to my producers, you've been recognized as one of the best places to work. I thought it was ZNS, but they're saying it's PTC. Can you highlight some of the benefits that you have for your employees, why this is being branded as such?
So first, outside looking in, my background, I've spent over 30 years in this industry, predominantly in the US, some international as well, at brands like Comcast, Juniper Networks, Verizon. And I would say, absolutely, BTC, not just in the Bahamas, but on a global scale, is one of the greatest places to work.
Really?
For example, we have a, do you have kids?
Yes.
Okay. So I have one daughter as well.
I do. Yep. I don't know how people do 2 and 3. That's different. It's a different topic for a different day.
But I recall the time when my wife delivered. I didn't, of course, but my wife delivered, and what she went through, and I look at the parental leave program we have here. 16 weeks for moms.
Yep. Yep.
For dads, 8 weeks.
You get 8 weeks for fathers?
8 weeks. And if you're adopting, 8 weeks.
Wow.
So as an example, go back to COVID. I heard you mention COVID earlier in the show. We retained 100% of our employees. As I think about our talent, we actually, this team here, over 90% of my senior leadership team is Bahamian. 100% of my managers and senior managers are Bahamian. At the same time, we still look for the best and brightest talent.
Wow.
Our lead, our commercial lead on the BDC side, best and brightest, we brought in from Trinidad. Similarly, you may know a gentleman by the name of Darren Turnquest.
Very well.
One of our best and brightest, who he's also moved on to another market.
Yes, yes.
And he's going to deliver, and he's already delivering, great impact there. Door swings both ways in a place like BTC. What a great place to grow your career. What an absolutely great place to grow your career.
BTC has been known in the Bahamas as one of the leaders when it comes to corporate partnerships. Your involvement in community speaks for itself. Are you continuing to sustain that? Because it seems as though sometimes, as businesses, you slow down in that area. But we know you've maintained a lot of important partnerships, Junior Achievement, Technical Cadets, your scholarships program. Talk about your investment in community and how you're trending with that. Are you trying to slow down, or are you hoping to increase it or maintain it? Talk a little bit about that.
I think first, when most people think about partnerships, they think about it in a particular way, in an impact way for sure. And we do as well. However, we look at it as an investment in innovation. This is what sets BTC apart. So yes, the technical cadet program. Yes, the scholarships, $200,000 we committed over 2 years. We actually have a Liberty Caribbean group that we partner with, such that we have 2 students who've come through that Liberty Caribbean group, and they are with our organization. Red Cross Ball, this is our 3rd year being title sponsor, Red Cross Ball. We've already committed to the 4th year. World Athletics Relays last year, smashing success. This is who we are. We are a part of this community, and we recognize that's what the community expects from us. And we believe that that is a differentiator. We believe that is a reason why the community chooses BTC. We're real with the community, and the community is real with us.
Now, I gotta get, before I let you go, you know, the folks in the lines are always asking questions, and I knew they were going to ask, so I'm going to give you a couple and see if you can handle those. One person is saying, Katie Roberts is saying, the network is sometimes non-existent, really, she says, in the Marshall Road, Misty Gardens, and she's saying the Alive cell tower has killed it. What can you say to that area? Do you know what's going on in that area? The Marshall Road, Misty Gardens area. I guess you're saying that the network, you really can't get signal there.
So I'm not sure, she may be referring to the mobile network.
Yes.
I'm not familiar with an issue in that area, but certainly we will
she's saying mobile signal, yeah.
We'll inform our head of technology, and we'll look into that.
All right, so Katie, they're going to get on it and find out what's going on there and do that. Final comments before I bring your team up. We have a number of members from your team for the next few segments. What do you want to say to the people about BTC?
BTC is a great place to work. We invest in the Bahamas and in Bahamians by providing the best service. We connect communities and change lives. What I would say when we think about innovation, we think about it on 3 dimensions: network, service, and we already touched on people and community. One final comment I'd leave with you is I myself am proud to be a Bahamian. My mother is born in Western Grand Bahama, moved to Georgetown, Exuma, wow. And then she moved to New Providence as a teen. Her parents, her dad, my grandfather from West End, her mom, Aretha Davis from Georgetown, Exuma. My grandfather, 25 years he worked as a wireless tech in a company called Patelco. Mm-hmm. Isn't that amazing? Proud to be here, proud to be from the Wilchcombe family.
Wow.
Proud of my SLT. We have a shared leadership model here, and I can't wait for you to meet them.
Thank you so much for talking with us. I know you'll be back at the very end because we're going to have some giveaways to give away, and you're going to do that. But I'm being told that Katie Roberts, thanks for your question, and as a result, you've won some top-up. So call us here at 502-3835 so we can tell you how you can arrange to get your top-up, 502-3835. If you're not Katie, don't call. All right. Thank you, Samira. We appreciate it. We're going to talk to you a little later. When we come back, we have more to talk about with BTC and their services across New Providence and the Family Islands. You're watching a rundown here on the ZNS Network. We're back after this. Stay close.
Hey, what's up, Mario?
Hey, Dale. What's going on?
Have you seen ZNS new digital platforms?
No. Let me go check it out.
Good day, Bahamas. I'm Devontae Hanna, and this is ZNS Digital,
where we cater to your news and entertainment needs. Are you a foodie? I thought so. Then look out for Digital Bites.
Shining a light on Bahamians and the good that they do, ZNS Digital is home to the Sunshine Room.
Keeping up with the latest trends, our original content will keep you entertained.
Yeah, that's cool.
But have you seen the new website?
No, I didn't see it. Let me go look.
We're still your most trusted source for news and information.
That's ZNS Digital?
Yeah, that's ZNS Digital, the people station in your pocket.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting TingsyBahamas.com.
Welcome back to the Rundown. We're talking with PTC tonight. We have a number of their executives and team members here to talk about the company. Let's shift gears a bit and talk about a major change happening in New Providence and Grand Bahama, the copper shutdown and the shift to fiber. All right, I don't know what that means. I'm joined by Drexel Woods, Director of Technical Operations, and Tennille Simmons, Executive Senior Manager for Customer Experience. I'm going to allow them to dive into these innovative moves. Welcome to the Rundown. Good to have both of you here.
Thank you.
Okay, so explain that first of all, because that just sounded foreign to me.
So in Grand Bahama area, you would have heard Samira say we have 99% fiber ready. And so by being 99%, we now need to move our customers to the best network possible and offer the best possible service that we possibly can. And that's over our fiber network. And so as we move people over to our fiber network, we shut down our copper network. Recover the copper and dispose of it properly, of course.
Yeah, but I was about to ask just now, because, you know, copper is very valuable.
I know. I know. So it's important for us to really get the copper off the poles and get it into our yards and get them out the country the right way.
Let's talk about the reliability with this switchover. Does it now position consumers to have a higher level and quality and caliber service that PTC offers?
Yes. So the makeup of copper, of course, is metal. When you look at our environment, we have salt in the air, and different factors like water and different things would impact that metal. When you look at fiber, fiber is made out of glass, different mediums. Metal, we actually transmit via electricity. So you have electric pulse going over that medium. With fiber, you're dealing with light speed. And so now you have light going down that tunnel instead of electrical impulses. And so when it comes down to being more reliable, look at that glass in comparison to metal in our environment especially. And so in the past, rain, even storms or whatever would actually impact that copper, and it caused us to actually experience, our customers to experience a lack in service. But when you look at fiber, we don't experience that. Only time we'd experience an issue with fiber, of course, is if it's a cut or something like that, but other than that, it's way more reliable than copper any day.
One thing with us, when we have an issue, an episode, and we get thrashed for it, and people start talking about it and holding you accountable for it, you know, the aim is we never made that mistake again. I never forget the hurricane and the enormous pressure that PTC came under for not being up. And it seems as if since then y'all ain't gone down because you recognize the challenge, and you obviously recognize we have to come up with a better network and a system that's going to give us reliability. And hats off to you for being able to do that. Is that one of the main reasons behind ensuring the migration over?
Believe it or not, it isn't. The demand by our customers actually speaks to what they want. As customers begin to utilize more devices in their homes, the demand for speed increases. Copper don't have that ability. Copper is very limited. It's a legacy means of getting stuff done. You would have heard Samira mention about a gig speed. You can't get that with copper. You'll never get it with copper.
Wow. Wow.
And so that drives our business to make this change. More reliable, faster speed, why not?
Is it more cost effective?
It is. Very much so. When it comes down to repairing it, it's a big difference. If you get a copper cut, we could have guys out there, we used to have guys out there for like days repairing that copper line. Fiber, 1 or 2 strands, because we call them strands, we have the whole entire area up in little to no time, couple of hours max.
Wow. Is it a realistic vision to have the entire network covered by fiber throughout the length and breadth of the Bahamas?
Of course, at the end of the day, it's always good to have fiber, and we do have fiber on every island, by the way.
You do?
We do.
Every island?
Every island has fiber because this is the way we connect our different equipments. We will connect to microwave in some instances and then shoot over on the special keys using wireless technology. But connecting those microwave equipment, guess what does that?
What?
Fiber.
Ah.
And so each island we connected to via a subsea BDS&I network, which allows us to actually be able to provide our services as quick as possible and provide the coverage that you see here, the word that we reach here, that we got.
Since you're fiber in every island, does that mean that you can provide pretty much all of the services you provide here in the capital? Persons on islands can get those as well?
It depends if they have fiber to their homes. Of course, not every island that we have fiber to the home.
Okay.
Some islands, like I mentioned, are wireless islands. They get fiber-like services.
So what are the basic services in most Folly Islands that you would deliver? The mobile?
Mobile, broadband, voice, as well as video. In certain islands, we offer video.
That's what I'm about to ask you, because is the signal strong enough for people to be able to get Flow TV? A lot of people have said, listen, we want to watch ZNS. We're not getting it on the cable channel. How do we get ZNS? I can't tell them to get Flow because I don't know if they have Flow.
Yeah, well, it depends on the islands that we offer fiber-like services as well as fiber. For sure, we offer Flow TV over our Flow network.
Okay. I want to bring you in because you're responsible for the customer experience. And what are customers demanding, and what are the challenges you've been experiencing by customers that you're trying to address?
So thanks again, Clint. So our customers have been demanding a lot. And I think, as you've heard earlier, the customers' needs have changed over the years, just in the way that they engage with us and connect with us. And we've had to respond to that. We've introduced WhatsApp just over a year ago, where we're using WhatsApp as one of the means to connect with our customers. So what that means is, you can dial, or you can chat or text 225-5282, the same number that you're accustomed to calling and reaching somebody in the call center. You can actually chat and engage with an agent direct. And that particular medium or channel that we have is available from 7 a.m. to 12 midnight. And the idea is the same level of service that you're accustomed to in getting and calling the call center, you can also get that same level of service via chat.
So y'all sleep at night. Don't be calling at 1 o'clock in the morning trying to get somebody to answer the phone, go to bed.
But interestingly, if they do decide to call, we've made some changes to our contact center operations. So we do have where you can, in fact, call, but immediately when you call, you'll see that the recording that you hear has changed. Persons were used to calling for the time, calling for the weather.
People still were doing those time and weather?
Absolutely.
Well, some things don't change in this country.
And what we've done, and directory assistance, actually calling to find out the number for another business.
These must be Family Islanders. Because,
right
first of all, you pull up your cell phone with it in your hand, and you just look at the time. And I'm sure you got a weather app there, you look for the weather.
We still had that happening. And what we did just last year in September, we changed our IVR where we actually had persons staffed up to answer those calls. And when you talk about introducing new innovative technologies, we introduced a Genesis IVR system, whereas if you are calling for the time, for the weather, for directory assistance, you can actually say what you're calling for and get that information without having to speak to an agent. So what that did was it allowed us to be a little bit more efficient, listening to our customers, knowing why they're calling, what their needs are, introducing the technology to support it, but also freeing up our technical team, our call center agents, to handle a little bit more complex problems, right? The calls whereas you need somebody to probably troubleshoot the services in your home. And so it gave us an opportunity to train up the staff in a different way to handle those calls. So we didn't look at saying, okay, reducing, moving away from the staff. We gave them an opportunity to train up in another way. And then also we gave them an opportunity to now be a little bit more efficient in what their timing is. And so the IVR was so great, whereas it not only helped customers navigate some of the self-help tools just from calling in. If you want to get your bill, you don't have to speak to an agent to get your bill. You can actually you can say your number. It'll ask you if you want the bill from the number that you're dialing from, or you can put in the number that you want, and you can get your bill.
And this works?
Absolutely.
There's some call-in technology. You'll be hitting 5 forever on the phone, and it's saying, we're not detecting your order.
No. So typically persons were very accustomed to calling in and hearing the prompts. If you want to call, if you're calling for technical assistance, press 1, press 2. We moved away from that. So we want persons to know when you call now, you actually have to say what you're calling for, and then you'll be directed accordingly.
All right. Are you seeing an increase in concerns and complaints, or are people pretty much you're seeing a decrease? People are enjoying the system, and it's just basically operational questions?
I think right now, because it's so new, what we're seeing is that learning curve of knowing how to navigate the system. Because again, everybody was so used to hearing those prompts, and so they're not necessarily saying what they want. They're listening for the prompt, and so it's still part of that education that we're rolling out for persons, so that they can navigate it very easily. I must say, though, some of our Family Island customers that are so used to calling in for something as their bills or prepaid, they can get all of that done without having to speak to an agent.
Wow, that's revolutionary. And of course, I have to ask about this Silver Blue Connection program. What is that?
So, yes. Our Silver Blue Connection program actually was born from one of our senior leadership team meetings. So one of our executives spoke about a program that he was very used to that catered to what he deemed at the time, or what the program was deemed at the time, the most vulnerable. And so it gave us an idea from the contact center operations, because we got so many calls from seniors. And so when you think about troubleshooting a modem or a set-top box with a senior citizen, that's not going to happen. And so we said that we needed a program that really catered to not just the senior citizens, our Family Island customers, and also the disabled community. We found even through our WhatsApp channel, we service a lot of the persons who are hard of hearing. They're hearing impaired.
Oh, wow.
Because they couldn't call into the contact center, right?
So they are.
Yeah, so we find that the channels that we're standing up is really as a result of listening and understanding what our customers' needs are. The Silver Blue program is just that. And so what we did was we introduced that program last year, where it's really as a means to give those senior citizens the ability to have access to information. We just finished a program for Safer Internet Day, where we wanted to educate the seniors about the vices of being online. So everywhere you go, your persons are talking about the digital transformation. How do you get online? What things are you doing? And so Safer Internet Day brought together some of our partners, like Scotiabank, that spoke about some of the things that the seniors should be aware of when they're getting those prompts on their phone, what not to go into. And so that whole program is packaged around how do we provide education to that community, and even the technical support that they typically would not get, that end-to-end support. And that also allowed us to get a new program, which is the CX Concierge program, where we're going out to them in their homes and fixing those problems directly. So no long wait times. They're not in a queue for a ticket or anything. We're doing it right away and immediately.
All right, Tanela and Drexel, thank you so much for joining us and talking about us. Sounds like BGC is back. It's exciting stuff. Thank you so much. We're going to break. When we come back, we're going to talk to two other executives of the company and talk about customer loyalty program, how you can benefit. And I think we're going to do another giveaway when we come back. Stay close. Plus, we have this wonderful, spanking, brand new S25. I didn't know they go up that high. S25 Galaxy. We're going to give away this tonight, and you'll be able to join me in using a new S25. Because I sure they got another one back there for me. Oh, I ain't giving this away tonight. We're back after this. Stay close.
Marlena, where are you going? It's almost that time.
I'm moving. Keep watching.
I don't know, but what kind of cars? I ain't even know where to park. If you just don't park in the this way, like he ain't get nowhere to go. Don't park him. Just don't park in the gas. Yeah, that's how they gas. Don't park. You can't park in the gas. I ain't gonna be that long. I ain't gonna be that long. How many gas watch you? Boy, what's going on, dog? I tell you we shouldn't park here now. This way parking, bro. I tell you we shouldn't park here. No, get one of these things. My God, big broke, and he got a sticker inside to say this mod though. We gotta move. This is honey gas. Let's go. But we gotta move. Don't leave me right now. Sorry.
Be considerate. Don't use disabled parking spaces without a decal in your vehicle. This message is brought to you by the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities.
Welcome back to the Rundown. Moving on to something all BTC customers kind of want to hear. BTC's new customer loyalty program, and that's what pretty much means you benefit. I'm joined by Keisha Edwards, Director of Commercial Operations, and Darlene Bartlett, Manager of Retail Optimization and Device Management. And they're here to break it all down for us. Ladies, welcome to the show. Good to have both of you here.
Thank you.
Okay, so what is this customer loyalty? Because they're calling it new customer loyalty program. I'm excited to hear what this is all about. Tell me.
Yeah, I can, yes. So thank you so much for having us. This campaign for us is very dear to us. You've heard all of the innovation that we've had in terms of tools and engagement. We have surveyed our customers in terms of how they use our services as well, so we understood how to bring innovation into our product portfolio. So we have the backing also of a portfolio that addresses multiple segments. So now that we have all of these tools in place, we are focusing this year on rewarding our loyal base. We are saying thank you so much for sticking around with us since we were Telco and now we are BTC. And in speaking to our loyal customers, especially our broadband customers, we want to layer more value to our customers and encourage them to bundle their services with us. So to that end, this More Love campaign that we've started is in conjunction with Bahamas Air, the national carrier. So we're speaking to our broadband customers, as you've heard, that we have an excellent network now, and we're saying bundle your postpaid services with us. And we have for you a travel voucher valued at $200, courtesy BTC, specifically for our customers.
Wow.
And that's the offer side of it. That's the value that we're giving. But this More Love campaign is something that we're going to be taking to the communities as well. We started a couple of weeks ago in Coral Harbour with a touchdown in Coral Harbour, an event that was geared towards the residents, where we had all parts of our business available to support our customers. From our technical team, Drexel's team, some agents from the Silver Blue campaign, of course our device partners, our sales agents, everybody was on hand in the Coral Harbour community to treat residents to the typical events that we do, stuff for the kids, etc. But we were also there to support with persons who needed support with their devices, support with their bills, and we had, of course, the offer launched to our community there. So that's when we're talking about loyalty. We're going into the communities to bring that loyalty on the ground to our customers.
That sounds exciting. And of course, you're responsible for the commercial operations side of things. And are you seeing that people are availing themselves to the services that BTC have to offer, particularly on the commercial side of things? Are you seeing that kind of growth that you would like to see people come back to, even people who have ported over and may say, well, you know, I thought it was going to be better, but, you know, we said the grass ain't always green on the other side, and they're coming back.
Yeah, I think what we've done is we have really leaned into what customers have been saying. Like on the commercial side of things, we're always listening to what our consumers are doing with our products. How do our services enable their connectivity? You know, so what we have done on the data side of things, because data is life, as you know. We need connectivity. We also need connectivity to our social media platforms. And that is something that we are very competitive with. We have a lot of dedicated bundles with social media on our mobile plans. And by the way, the mobile plans have a lot of data therein as well. So you can do unlimited WhatsApp, Facebook. We even have TikTok in our prepaid combo plans.
Wow.
So this is the edge that we have when we're talking to our customers. Yeah.
I want to bring you into the conversation, Darlene. Talk a little bit about you're responsible for retail optimization. What in the world does that mean?
We are there to make sure that we deliver everything that BTC offers to the customer. We do everything for the complete customer journey, end to end, from the customer walks in to the customer leaves, and even the aftercare after the customer gets a BTC service.
I'm glad you talked about that, because a lot of people believe the presence of having that person there to navigate you through whatever services you're getting doesn't exist anymore. Everybody's trying to cut down on having the presence of assistance, helping somebody in the retail stores, somebody who's actually there to assist and to help. I think it all came with the myth. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to deal with the elephant in the room. When we saw that headquarters, big, humongous BTC headquarters go away, it was like, did BTC leave? Where did they go? Where's the headquarters? Where's the head office? Where are the people? Are they just operating online now? It brought, because we're so used in the Bahamas, you know, I always tell people, no matter how much modernized we believe we are, we like to see people, we like to see the presence of stores and people in stores and people helping you and knowing that I can go right there and make a complaint and get some assistance. And when we don't see that actual presence, we think it's gone. And so how important is it to have that interaction and to provide that service for your consumers?
Interaction is critical, but then we are a telecoms company, so we have to transform with the...
That's a good answer. I never thought about that. That's a good answer.
So, but even though we may not have as many brick and mortar stores, we definitely have so many ways to serve our customers via our digital platforms. We have our MyBTC app. You can view your bill, you can top up, you can pay your bill online. You can even enroll in our multiple prepaid combo plans, and it would automatically renew every year once you enroll in that program.
Let me pause right there. Let me tell you why that's so good, y'all. If you automatically renew, then you got to ever worry about paying your bill on time, because automatically you've attached your card, your number, and everything to it, and it just, every month, it just rolls over, and it takes the hassle of going anywhere, standing on any line, waiting for somebody. It just happens automatically.
Correct. It's on your time and on your terms. So if you're at 2 o'clock in the morning and you want to just deal with your BTC account, you can still do that at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Is it still best and advisable to bundle? Is it cheaper to bundle?
It absolutely will be cheaper to bundle, yeah. And as you heard in our value program, we will be rewarding that. The more services that you have with us is the more that we're going to be, giving you the offers, extending all of our programs to you. So it is absolutely a valuable proposition.
I want to ask a question. Obviously, this is a biased question because it impacts ZNS. Commercial operations, obviously. Companies still use phones, obviously, but your networks have significantly changed over the years from the regular system where you just pick up and say hello, whatever. It seems as if it's modernized. Have you rolled out a new system?
A new phone system?
Yes, for commercial, for businesses.
I think we still have the traditional phone applications, and we do have stuff that's like, I want to say, fiber enabled, so we have both options available at this time.
And they do more than just, I think you've upgraded to where you can get more than just the basic phone service. If you have these a contract or a company that you're getting phone service from, it can connect to so many other apps for companies.
Yeah, and just
more than just phone service.
Correct. Yeah, and really those sort of solutions are tailored to the specific company and industry that the company is in terms of what that need would be.
All right. So I'm going to go to break because I think they're ready to give away this stuff. But thank you for the loyalty program. Payments always like something they get back for in return. And it's always good to have pleasant, smiling faces. Thank you so much for being here. When we come back, we're going to give away this Galaxy S25. You got to be online. In the Lion's Den, are we going to give away this brand new S25 right after the break. Stay close.
It's a joy, to help someone who is in need,
I'm proud to know that we are able to accommodate them with a hot meal, fresh meal, and a well-balanced meal.
A lot of our clients, as you know, from the inner city and persons who really include and so much at a loss they go. And for whatever reason, 2 months, 3 months, they really don't have anything. You have to have some kind of kindness to do this.
Abuse, domestic violence, suicidal tendencies. Are you being stressed out from these problems? Call the national hotline at 422-2763 or 322-2763. There are trained social workers available 24 hours to help you. Know that you are not alone in this.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, The Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
There's a spark of greatness in each of us. That spark is called personality. Individual gifts and talents provide the fuel to set that spark ablaze. Each child has the right to an education which values their personality and nurtures their talents. while teaching them to be respectful to their parents and their cultures.
It's a joy, to help someone who is in need,
I'm proud to know that we are able to accommodate them with a hot meal, fresh meal, and a well-balanced meal.
A lot of our clients, as you know, from the inner city and persons who really include and so much of the loss they do. And for whatever reason, 2 months, 3 months, they really don't have anything.
You have to have some kind of kindness to do this.
Hey y'all, what's up?
Hey, what's that?
What y'all getting?
Listen, I've been waiting to march down some lobster, yeah?
Hi, I'm Matthew. I will be you guys' waiter today. Can I take your order?
Oh, I've been jonesing for some grouper dread.
Y'all see this?
See, this ain't gonna work.
Where the fish gone, though?
But how though?
Don't leave our children with no fish in their future. Protect our sea. Protect our way of life. Protect the Bahamas. To learn how you can help, find us on Facebook at Bahamas Protected. See the future.
Welcome back. As we wrap up today's show, we do have something special that Samira, PTC, is making a personal donation. We have here the Carmichael Road Urban Renewal Unit. They've joined us on the show. First of all, tell us about this donation, why you wanted to do this donation.
Yes, my team had the opportunity to check on the reliability of some Wi-Fi in the park, something we're doing with the government of the Bahamas. And we had the opportunity to meet Ms. Raming and Mr. Raming and Ms. Butler, and there was a need, an evident need. It's great to have great Wi-Fi, but the laptops were not working.
And I know what you mean.
And so that's a part of the experience, and I felt it. My team, we all felt it the same way, and it's that time of year for us to make, I think, an easy decision, and that decision is to donate 4 computers to the center, to give your team and the students of the nearby school a chance to experience a great Wi-Fi and to learn and to get a leg up in this environment. So I want to present you with an example of one, but there are 4 in total coming your way.
Congratulations to you. Congratulations. And great job. You continue to be the gift that keeps on giving. Probably Santa Claus by now. And of course, we promise you that you're going to win this Samsung S26. I have it right in my hand. Sorry, 25. I just increased you to the latest technology. Samsung 26. Samsung 25. And here's the question. Go to the Lion's Den on social media, Facebook, ZNS Facebook page. The question is, what year did ZNS first come on air? What year did ZNS first come on air? First person to type that answer in there, you will have won this Samsung S25. If you don't have the answer, then I will take it home. All right? So make sure to do it. Samir, thank you, your entire team, for being a part of the show today. Thank you. Congratulations to BTC. You're still the champions. Still the champions. And congratulations on your award, by the way.
Thank you.
That does it for us for the rundown. Be sure to stay locked on the ZNS network for the Bahamas tonight at 11. It's your final newscast in the country with the latest news and information with Royston Jones. I think Royston's in the building getting ready for the 11 o'clock news. For all of us here at ZNS, I'm Clint Watson. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a good night, everyone.
At Tonic Williams Darling Highway, I'm Tijaro Hudson. This is ZNS.
You and Your Money is brought to you by the Grand Bahama Port Authority.